Fantasy Football Show. My name is Danny Heifetz, and I'm joined by Danny Kelly and Craig Horlbeck. And football's back, baby. Back. We're back.
It made us wait.
It edged us. It was a lot.
Yeah.
Lightning, it was electric. Okay, so we're going to go through Sunday Night Football. We're going to go through all the other games happening this weekend. Sunday, Monday, also. There's Friday games, all that jazz. We're going to explain this weird Ringer 107 gambling thing we're going to do all season. We're going to compete and beat all the other podcasts on the Ringer Network competing in football. We're going to go, but first, I want to give you our schedule for in-season. If you've been with us for the entire off-season, preseason, we're in the real season now. So, Craig, please tell them when we're recording. Also tell me.
Yeah, if you were thinking, man, these guys put out a lot of podcasts, you just wait, buddy. We were doing 3 a week in August.
Warmed up.
We do 4 a week in the regular season, so we're going to be taping Sunday night after the games. That's going up immediately. We're taping Monday night after Monday Night Football. That's new. We'll be doing waivers and Monday Night Football reaction. That's going up Monday night, and then we'll be doing Wednesday Power Hour and Friday Preview, which is the show you're listening to right now. 4 days.
So we're doing that all season. So thank you to everyone who's listened to us. My voice is dying.
I know. What happened to you?
I don't know. That was weird.
He's been yelling about Christian McCaffrey, I think, for the last 3 hours because he drafted him in every league.
Get to that.
It's probably the weeping. Okay, Craig, you have to tell them at the rankings,
Christ,
and then we'll throw it to a break.
Okay?
I don't know. Craig, take over.
Yeah. So also, we had our Ringer Fantasy Football Draft Guide at fantasyfootball.theringer.com. That is now transitioning into our weekly rankings. So you can check that out. Every week we have our rankings up. We'll be putting them up before the Thursday games on Thursday morning. So check those out as well. Those are up right now. You can go look at those, fantasyfootball.theringer.com.
That's why I asked Craig to do it, because
DK
DK doesn't know the URL. It's been years of us doing this. DK doesn't know. Do you know the URL, DK?
Fantasyfootball@theringer.com.
No, it's an email. It's dot.
.com.
That's dot. God. Anyway, all right.
Fantasyfootball.theringer.com.
It's funny that dot is the
Ringer?
official word.
I know.
Like dot, it's dot.
It is dot. It's weird.
You know?
All right, we're going to get to Sunday Night Football and literally every other game, but let's take a quick break. This episode of the Ringer Fantasy Football Show is presented by Hyundai. The all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid proves that an incredible SUV is so much more than the sum of its parts. It's more than a spacious interior. It's more than being able to navigate difficult terrain, and it's way more than driving farther than you ever thought possible. It's the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid, so much more than just another SUV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details. All right, let's get to Sunday Night Football. I've survived whatever happened to me moments ago. I don't even know where to begin with all this. I mean, literally not even one snap into this game. Like 0 snaps between the kickoff and the first snap.
Did you say Sunday Night Football?
Oh, sorry, it's Thursday Football. It's because they call it
Yeah,
Sunday Night Football on Thursday night.
Collinsworth and Tirico. I was just
That's how strong the branding is, that it overwhelms my
really
ability
is.
to know what day it is.
Yeah.
They do call it Sunday Night Football on Thursday, but you're right. Yeah, Thursday Football. Sorry. Whatever, man. Fuck it.
It's just making. I'm like, we're all confused. We don't know
Sunday
where we are, what time it is.
Dude, they delay the hour. Mike Tirico so casually is like, yeah, the 45-minute delay. We'll be on in like an hour. I'm like,
I wanted to make sure I knew what day it was. That's why I corrected you.
Anyway, the lightning delay was crazy. So anyway, but this game was crazy because not only was the lightning delay, literally, we'll get to that later, but minutes before kickoff, it's like Christian McCaffrey has another calf injury. So I'm reeling. I felt like I got hit by a flashbang in Call of Duty. It goes white and it's like, the
all
sound.
the movies, it's like ringing in your ears.
Oh my God.
What is happening?
Can't hear anything.
The Mr. Krabs meme, everything's blurry.
I'm like, don't give a shit about the first kickoff of the NFL season. I am reeling from all these teams I have Christian McCaffrey on. Then I just see someone's getting carted off from the opening kickoff, and then Jalen Carter is being escorted away by Big Dom because he has spit in Dak Prescott's face, which we will get to. Mm-hmm. And then I get a push notification from ESPN that Caitlin Clark's out for the season. There's not been a single snap in this game, and all those things happened.
I didn't see that either.
Caitlin Clark is out for the season?
All that stuff happened in like 8 minutes.
What happened to Caitlin Clark?
A groin injury. I think the same thing kept her out of the All-Star game. I don't know. But like all this happened, man. I actually was so overwhelmed. The game had not even begun. And anyway, I can't even. So anyway, it was just a crazy thing. We'll get to the McCaffrey thing later. So score, Eagles won 24-20.
Oh, right.
which is bizarre. All this, I almost joked that we should just do the show during the lightning delay. There were no fucking points after the goddamn lightning delay.
There was literally 21 points in the first half, 41 points in the first half, and I was like, "We're cooking. This is the best football I've watched."
Offense.
3 points. 3 points in the second half.
Do you want me to? Austin Gale fired up the old stat machine. There's rolling brownouts on the West Coast because Austin Gale's in the lab doing some research.
Read the thing Austin sent us because it's pretty great.
Obviously, you could get this just in the game book, but that's fine. Here's how the game went: touchdown, 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 field goal, touchdown, field goal, field goal, fumble, delay, punt, 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 downs, kneel downs. Fucking brutal finish.
It literally makes me feel so stupid for like waiting through it. Where I'm like, oh, this game could be even better. It could be epic, and then it was like, oh, it was almost like it really sapped the energy from the entire game.
This was a weird game in hundreds of ways, it felt like.
Well, the Cowboys got rid of their best defensive player when Jerry Jones metaphorically spit on the fan base. And then the Eagles got rid of their best defensive player when he literally spit on Dak Prescott.
Do we want to do that now?
We should.
Let's get to that in a moment. I want to just address quickly the CeeDee Lamb thing of like CeeDee Lamb kind of being blamed for the drops at the end, where it's like the third drop wasn't a drop. That was hard. The other two were definitely drops. Dak Prescott also definitely missed a couple touchdowns. But also, A.J. Brown had one catch at the end to seal the game, kind of, to make it like 3rd and 3. So just a bizarre game where CeeDee Lamb had a good game, but also didn't play well and lost kind of the game for the Cowboys. And then A.J. Brown had one catch, literally
Carlos
59
got on
minutes into the game.
He got on the recording before we started recording this pod, and he was like, I'm not even going to be here for work. I just wanted to tell you A.J. Brown had one catch.
Yeah, just so if you're not only Brown, you're miserable.
He had one target. He had 0 targets until like the last 2 minutes of the fucking game.
He never had 0 targets in a game his entire career, and then that was the last one. But yeah, we have to talk about the spit.
Fantasy.
We have to talk about the spitting thing with Jalen Carter. So what is Spitgate? So Jalen Carter spit on him, and he was literally like ejected before the first play of the game.
He spit on that thing. Yeah.
Yeah. That has not. I've not heard anyone say that out loud in years.
We thought she was gone. She's back. I wouldn't be surprised if her podcast fires back up tomorrow.
Yeah, go check.
it's like just firing it all up.
She's like Beetlejuice. If you spit 3 times on national television, she will pop back up.
We're 2/3 of the way there. Is the thing basically we got a second angle. We got the Zapruder film.
Yeah.
Is this so we recorded this. We did the show earlier today. But people are going to listen to this first.
Yeah.
I think the part we recorded earlier today organically has a grassy knoll reference of a second shooter with Roger Goodell, which people will hear in a bit.
I already forgot what that was. But
I don't know, but it does. And I'm just saying, but now that's the meme though, is that Dak Prescott actually was the second spitter.
He's spitting down and to the left.
He spit down and to the left. Dak Prescott spit at Jalen Carter, and then he retaliated with the other spit. Craig, what spit correspondent here?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I don't know do you remember the original Spitgate was when people thought Harry Styles spat
on Chris
Pine.
Oh, that was during that bizarre press tour for that movie.
Like the Olivia Wilde movie. Anyway, so originally the initial cut, we basically didn't see what happened. We basically came into the clip like 2 seconds before Jalen Carter spits on Dak Prescott, and you think, oh my God, Jalen Carter, just unprovoked. Maybe they were talking shit. Spits on Dak Prescott, stupid move, gets ejected. And then like 2 hours later, we get extended footage that rewinds kind of 10 seconds earlier, and we see them jawing a little bit, the two of them. And Dak, he doesn't really spit on Jalen Carter, but he spits towards Jalen Carter.
I want a wide shot. Well, before I say that, DK, what do you think?
Okay, well, look.
It looked like a kind of a normal guy spit, to be honest, but if it was while shit-talking was taking place, perhaps it was perceived otherwise from Jalen Carter. Clearly it was, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't spit on him, though.
Here's the thing, though.
Look, he's not spitting back. Jalen Carter's not spitting back unless he thought he was being spat at.
No, but this is where the editing matters. If you remember the actual moment, the Cowboys are in the huddle. Like, if you actually look at the thing, Dak Prescott's talking to his offensive linemen, not on the line of scrimmage. They're in the huddle. Jalen Carter, if you had the blue line there for line of scrimmage, is very much on Dallas's side. So Dak Prescott, I think, is looking at him, spitting at the ground, being like, bitch, like, you're on the wrong side of the line. It's the first play of the NFL season. Jalen Carter has decided to walk up to Dak Prescott in the Cowboys huddle to literally start the NFL season. Dak Prescott spits at the ground and is like, fuck out of here, bro. That's fine. Then Jalen Carter spits.
Heifetz is ruled.
But I'm just saying, to me, I'm like, okay. Then Jalen Carter spits onto Dak Prescott's chest plate.
Yeah, that's
is different.
Pretty bad.
I also want to
spit on his person.
It's always the responder, right? It's always the person who reacts. It's the little brother syndrome. The first brother provokes, the little brother, or no, it's usually like the little brother provokes, the big brother responds, the big brother gets it.
Jalen Carter, who has a checkered history, very much to me started it by walking up to the starting quarterback immediately at the beginning of the game.
This is shit talking. It's the fucking NFL.
Well, now it's spit talking, which I want to ask you guys about this. I think this is Craig and I are kind of bitches. We've never been in a fight, right, Craig?
I mean, I've been in tussles. I haven't been in like a true fisticuffs throwing blows.
I'm curious where you guys think spitting ranks in like terms of disrespect, because my immediate reaction is,
oh, this is good. You should have prepped me on this. We should have done the power ranking of.
We're doing it right now.
Actions.
We're doing it right now.
Well, I got to really think about this.
Well, think about it. So here's my immediate reaction. Is if you're in a bar and like, let's just say there's a stranger and something, or it happens, or just a person you don't like.
Are we saying non-violent things?
No, I'm saying in terms of what's going to get you to start a fight. If I get punched, that's higher, but I actually think if I get shoved, that's lower than being spit on. I feel like if I get shoved, I think being spit on where he was spit on, like your solar plexus, I actually think that's like more disrespectful than being shoved with two hands.
Spitting's really disrespectful.
Getting spit on is very offensive.
It's like punching is higher, but like spitting is high.
Yeah. Unless it's in the boudoir, then that's kind of a whole different situation.
Spit on that thing.
I've seen Sinners. You guys seen Sinners?
Oh, I mean, come on. Josh Allen.
No, super disrespectful. However, I don't know. I'm like, obviously stupid move by Jalen Carter. Kind of sick, though. You know what I mean?
What are you talking about? It's not. You got kicked out before the beginning of the game.
40 million people were there.
They won the game.
They almost didn't win, Craig.
Well, they won.
It was way closer than it should have been.
Yeah, they won the game.
Javonte Williams scored 2 fucking touchdowns because he wasn't collapsed.
Yeah.
Jordan Davis is out here like his card. Jordan Davis has never been so winded in his life. He's never to play that many snaps in his goddamn life.
I usually want to play like 12
Here's what but it was super disrespectful, which I kind of respected, you know?
Well, you know what's funny? Do you think it was awkward when the Eagles run back into the locker room for like an hour during the lightning delay and Jalen Carter's like, he spit it on me first. And they're all like, you motherfucker. Like, we're going to lose this game because you fucking did that.
Oh, yeah. But Dak did spit first. Let us remember that.
This is like
this is classic. This is always how it goes. Craig,
the Star Wars
retaliation.
The Star Wars thing with the Han Solo. What's the lore with that, Craig? Did they edit the Han Solo Star Wars thing?
Yeah. George Lucas added a gunshot coming out of the guy in the bar. I don't know his name.
Should we edit the video to make it look like Jalen Carter spit first? Could we do that? Could we edit it to make it look like Dak shot second and Jalen Carter spit first?
Yeah, because they wanted Han Solo to be more likable. They didn't want
the NFL.
Is it Greedo? Was it Greedo?
Greedo.
Yeah.
The NFL definitely wants Dak to be more likable than Jalen Carter, so we should just make it the Jalen shot first.
Here's what I'll say. This transitions nicely into I think the kind of the vibe of the game. For all of the, trading Micah Parsons away, like everybody being out on Jerry Jones even more than they already were, just like Pickens on, just like the vibes are on the Cowboys versus like the Eagles. I got to say, I was kind of rooting for Dallas in this game. Like, I actually think even though the Eagles won this game, relatively speaking, I almost feel better about Dallas than I do about Philadelphia.
Yeah, but doesn't it also make you kind of question, like, maybe they should have held on to that one guy?
Yeah,
the way they described it, I think Collinsworth actually
does. But I'm like, watching this game, I'm like, Dallas seems way more competent than I thought.
Yes, I agree with that. Yeah. The Collinsworth does a good job. I actually think Collinsworth is underrated at this point. I do think the Sunday Night Football overall is just like underratedly an excellent product. Like there's
Sunday Night Football on
Thursday. Just like actually really well made. I will say I was really annoyed when they were like, yeah, it's like 3 people. No, I'm not saying it's a hot take. I'm saying it's not just popular. Like it's actually a great product.
Yeah.
No, you like the way it's made. It's good. The way they present information is actually impressive. But It's hard to talk to 20 million people at the same time. However, I was really fucking annoyed.
We do it
like,
4 times a week.
Exactly. But Micah, they're like, well, if they paid Micah Parsons, they're giving half their salary cap to 3 players. Yeah, they're giving half their salary cap to 3 players that they pay him because they fucked up all 3 contracts. It should have been like 38% for to 3 players. They made it 50 because Jerry Jones wanted attention. So I was mad at the framing of they're like, well, can't give that 3 guys that much money. Yeah, don't fuck up all 3 deals. Anyway, I didn't like that. Usually they do a good job. So yeah, this game was really strange. Fantasy-wise, Javonte Williams scoring 2 touchdowns as A.J. Brown had 1. I mean, literally, there was more lightning delays than A.J. Brown targets for like most of the game. In terms of the actual, it's funny how much things flip. I agree with what you're saying, Craig. I will say the Eagles, the whole game shifted in part. Jordan Mailata, the left tackle, and Landon Dickerson, the left guard, they got hurt on like the same play. Mm-hmm. The Eagles offense was like not the same after that.
They couldn't run the ball.
Were blitzing, but the Cowboys strategy, it really seemed to me was honestly, in a funny way, they were doing it in a more complicated way, but DK, I feel like the Cowboys literally like, we're going to double A.J. Brown, like kind of every play, and then just see if Jalen Hurts gets to his second read, which is what an amazing way to come into the season against the defending champs is we're going to make the starting quarterback that all the Eagles fans say doesn't get enough respect, like make him go to his second read. And like, that was the Cowboys' plan.
Yeah, and that's why we saw Dallas Goedert get 7 targets. He had seven catches for 44 yards. Next closest was Barkley with 4. It was Jalen Hurts threw for 150 yards in this game. I will say he looked pretty spry. We were talking about this during the game.
He looked great.
Sprightly. He was running around. He looked like he had a little bit more speed than he did last year. So, obviously got the 2 rushing touchdowns, saved it in fantasy, which he always does.
It was the most Jalen Hurts stat line you could possibly have. 19 for 23, 152 yards passing, 62 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. Like that is
win.
It.
What was the stat you had, Craig?
So both of those Jalen Hurts rushing touchdowns were via scrambling, and Ben Solak, our former colleague, via I think ESPN Stats and Info said that was Jalen Hurts' first scrambling touchdown since October 2022.
That's wild. That was scrambling, to be clear, not designed run. So he's obviously had a lot of design run touchdowns.
Totally, yes. But yeah, like to be honest with you, I was a little disappointed in just like Philadelphia's play calling. Like they have this new offensive coordinator. They have Kevin Patullo because Kellen Moore's gone. And to be honest, I thought it was unremarkable. I have to say, like it was a lot of like, he looked towards A.J. Brown, I guess he was double teamed. And then it was like, you dump off to Dallas Goedert for 6 yards. Other than the one Jahan Dotson play, like they didn't do anything interesting offensively, in my opinion.
Craig, to add to that, like it was, I think, especially disappointing because they had really good protection for most of the game too, especially early on. Like Jalen Hurts is just sitting back there, camped out.
And it's why he had to scramble. Because
it's weird. Why do you think the Cowboys couldn't get a pass rush?
I don't know. Curious.
Kenny Clark did have a sack, which was hilarious.
I know that the Cowboys had more sacks than the Eagles, ironically.
There were a couple plays where Jordan Mailata was just engulfing like a Dallas pass rusher and just throwing him about. He's pretty good.
Some people just only want someone to just, throw them about. There's more on this game than I could have thought. It's crazy that A.J. Brown got ejected with Jalen Carter too, missed the whole game.
I know.
That was crazy.
Truly a horrific start for
Pickens
fantasy.
Getting an unnecessary. All right. So, with that said, Pickens got the unnecessary roughness. It was great. Anything else, Eagles-Cowboys? Should we talk about McCaffrey really quick?
I'm excited for the Javonte Williams week 1 overreaction. Like
Jaden Blue is a healthy scratch in the Cowboys backfield.
Yes. I don't even know. Like,
scratch.
I don't know. I might have overreaction fever. I'm like, fuck, he looked kind of spry. Am I in on Javonte Williams?
He definitely looked more healthy than he has in
It's funny because he looked more healthy, which he said he was more healthy, but also so did Tony Pollard. And also the Eagles literally lost Jalen Carter in the first play.
They lost their best player.
The flip side is the other teams don't have Jalen Carter.
I was going to say, it's like, okay, they're not going to go against one of the best defensive lines every single week.
No,
he also averaged 3.6 yards per carry.
Well, the second half is like a different football game. Sure. In the first half, he looked really good.
What's funny, though? You know who the Cowboys do play next week is the Giants, who Dexter Lawrence is actually better than Jalen Carter, so no big deal.
I do think there's hope for Dallas. I think Dak played great. To be honest, the CD, the very last drop, that like wasn't really a drop, I kind of think like, that's why you have CeeDee Lamb. Like, I would say for the average receiver, that's not a drop.
Should have
To
thrown it to
me,
Pickens.
for CeeDee Lamb, it's kind of a drop.
I agree, because you know why it's a drop?
That's why you have CeeDee Lamb.
It's a drop, but then you're like, it's not a drop. But you're like, yeah, but you had the other 2 drops and you get your last chance and your hands are on the ball. So CeeDee Lamb,
it would have been like
CeeDee Lamb.
Yourself.
If Jalen Tolbert drops the ball, you're like, well, yeah. But if it's the guy you're paying $40 million a year, I'm like, well, that's kind of what the money's for.
And
big time players make big time plays.
Yes.
And I can't stress enough how much when you're a receiver in that situation, all you want is a third chance. And he got it and hit his hands. And I also will say the other one, the second one, which I actually think was, the first one was like a fluke. It was like actually, they all kind of were in traffic though. And I will say.
They were all hard catches.
I mean, it was, like borderline. They weren't hospital balls, but they kind of felt like it when
there's a cloud of
I'm going to get annihilated.
There's a cloud of hospital ball, Dak hospital balls hanging over all the drops, which was the theme was, if you watch, I think sure, maybe it's just a concentration drop. He's rusty. However, you're kind of like, I think Reed Blankenship was going to blow CD up on both those plays.
Also, I think
he was just trying to make a move before to not get fucking lit up.
Yeah, the second drop to me looked like it was a concentration thing, thinking he was going to get blown up. And also, I think it was Jalen Tolbert was right in the way. Like he basically
that was weird too.
The spacing of the routes was totally fucked up. Not to say that I'm like, he should have caught it like 100%. And that's, again, what Craig says. Like, that's what the money's for. Make those big plays. But it was kind of like a fucked up play.
That's Eagles-Cowboys.
Dude, the McCaffrey thing is weird. Sorry,
so hold on.
Unbelievable.
Can I tell you something?
Honestly, it's unbelievable.
The timing is like impeccable.
It's so believable, it's unbelievable.
I felt nothing during the beginning of this Cowboys-Eagles game.
Do you ever feel like you're in a simulation?
Can I tell you guys something?
It's like 5 minutes before the fucking game, before the season started.
Them trying to like dump it,
So they literally news dumped it.
Literally.
They literally waited for Caitlin Clark to be out and the NFL's to begin.
Yeah, they're like, go now, drop it now, release it now.
No. So I will say, we'll see what happens coming out. I'm sure by the time you're listening, there's probably more information. I do feel like either they were hiding this for a long time, or realistically, I kind of think McCaffrey just heard it today. Or yesterday. I mean, today is at this point is Friday night.
How many of his calves?
He practiced on Wednesday. He's been practicing.
Did he hurt both of them or just one?
The flip side,
spreading.
Last year when spreading like the rot. Last year he wasn't practicing, and then they're like, by the way, it got worse. This year I'm like, he was practicing till like 48 hours ago.
Yeah, said he was fully healthy, felt great.
He just. We'll see what happens. It's not we're speculating because we have less information probably than the people listening because we're doing it earlier. I will say this. I don't think we ranked McCaffrey crazy higher than other places.
Yeah.
I will say that I think I am the only person that actually was drafting McCaffrey of fantasy experts at the place we said to take him, and everyone else was like, yeah, we'll put him 8th and I'll take someone else at 8. And I'm like, I fucking drafted McCaffrey where we had him ranked. In every league, I ended up with Christian McCaffrey and Jalen Hurts. I didn't know I could achieve we have a lot of leagues. We're in a lot of leagues because people want to play fantasy with us. And it was like, I have 10 leagues. I actually achieved Jalen Hurts and McCaffrey 5 times. I didn't know I could do that. Like that level of like uniformity. I've never been able to achieve that kind of like uniformity in my teams.
What would
it sucks.
What would Warren Buffett say in this situation?
You're a fucking idiot, Danny. Why the fuck did you think I understand how we invest money, you moron? You fucking idiot. You thought my
Warren
whole
Buffett,
investing philosophy was a sentence, you fucking imbecile?
He's not a doctor, all right? He's not he doesn't know the human physiology.
How many of those 5 leagues that you have McCaffrey in do you also have Brian Robinson?
0. You have Brian Robinson, you little fucking twerp bitch in the Ringer League.
Yeah,
tried to trade him for me. You dropped in the Ringer League about you having with a fucking the Grinch meme 5 minutes after this came out.
That's
Craig
good.
Is like texting Heifetz during the game. He's like, Heifetz.
Who has Brian Robinson?
In theory, how much should I get for
You're
Brian
hypothetically
Robinson?
asking, like you're pretending you have a friend, but you're talking about our teams.
We're gonna put this on Instagram. I texted the Ringer, the Ringer Fantasy League chat. I said, "Who has Brian Robinson?" I waited 2 minutes and then just said the Grinch smile.
You're also like trying to make a trade between us and the Ringer League, and getting me to price it, like pretending you have a friend who would make the trade, but you're talking about us.
Okay, for real though, like. We have to talk about this. This is very important. This is the storyline in fantasy football right now. DK, you're unbiased.
Oh God, I don't know.
Brian Robinson, McCaffrey. Where are your thoughts right now about this situation?
I mean, I mean, I don't like to throw out the term league winner because he could get hurt. Like the 49ers running backs are absolutely fucking cursed. Like he could play one game and get hurt and then you never know. But like if he's the lead back in the 49ers offense because Christian McCaffrey has Achilles tendonitis for the next 8 weeks or whatever. Yeah.
And just to remind
then
people,
he
Brian
is
Robinson,
absolutely one of the most valuable picks you could have made. So
just to remind people, Brian Robinson, Alabama running back, went to Washington. He's the guy who got shot a couple years ago and then came out to many men and then was actually incredible the first year as a rookie, even like weeks after he got shot. It was crazy, really likable story. And then was somewhat surprisingly traded to San Francisco like less than 2 weeks ago. So he just got to San Francisco, but the Niners added him. And at the time it was because, well, it was like Jordan James is a rookie running back in San Francisco who had a broken finger.
Hurt. Yeah.
Who was missing time with a broken finger. I'm like, you're right. What the fuck? And then Isaac Rendo, who has a shoulder injury. He has a long list of injuries in his career. He's never been healthy, really. Jeff Wilson, who I think would be out of the NFL because he left the Dolphins. I don't think if he was on the Niners, he wouldn't be on an NFL team, Jeff Wilson. So the Niners, like, were like, we have McCaffrey and like nobody.
I think Jeff Wilson's back on the Dolphins now.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like they were like, this is not tenable.
Yeah.
Like Jeff Wilson can't be our only healthy. So they traded for Robinson and charitably, they just thought he would be McCaffrey's backup. And then maybe cynically, if they knew McCaffrey had any issues, that they were like, oh, but realistic. I don't know. I mean, DK, do you think Brian Robinson has the pass catching chops to be a 3-down back for San Francisco? Or how do you think it would break down as like, because McCaffrey is the offense of the Niners, like when he's in the game. So what would the Niners offense look with Robinson?
I've always liked him. I've always liked Brian Robinson. I think he's a quality back. He's big, tough, physical, pretty reliable. I think they basically just decided it was going to be his contract year. He's not a big time difference maker for us. He's not super explosive. Let's get something for him now.
Heifetz is distraught.
Craig, to answer your question though, like, do I sell him now and get some, like, just make a profit off of this or whatever, or do I hold him and potentially have an extremely valuable player? That is the question. I don't know the answer to that. It's so fucking hard. And I think he's a good enough back that he could just be their starter all year if McCaffrey's out, obviously.
Craig, if you were trying to sell Brian Robinson, I think that you would recommend. Well, I'm debating whether I give you real advice. I guess I have a fiduciary duty. You should probably charge more and be like, you're not buying Brian Robinson, you're buying Christian McCaffrey. Like that's the way you pitch it.
7% of
you're like, do you want the Niners running back or not? Because you don't have it right now. That's the way you pitch it.
Heifetz, we've been talking this whole offseason about how when guys are questionable heading into Sunday morning, you read the blurb and it says so-and-so is going to give it a go. Let's say Christian McCaffrey. I bet you he tries to play. What are you going to do? If
the Niners play him, they're fucking morons because, and again, we'll see what information they have. But if like he has a calf strain, and this is a team where Dre Greenlaw tore his Achilles running onto the goddamn field before not even playing during the Super Bowl, you sit McCaffrey a week. If he plays, then I'm like, maybe then if he plays, if they're like game time decision, he'll give it a go, then they're dumb to let him do that. If he plays and starts and they're like, it's fine, then maybe I'm like, oh, maybe they're just earnestly giving an injury report. You know what I mean? Because they don't have to do the injury reports during training camp like they just kind of do. So there's a world where they just earnestly reported him. I feel like he probably just had a setback. If he had a setback, then that's a nightmare if they play him. But also that would be crazy to play him if he had a setback. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm genuinely so sorry if I convinced everyone to draft him. DK is so much wiser.
We don't
smarter.
know. Maybe it'll be fine.
Yeah, he might be.
I'm changing it back, Craig. Shut up. I'm fixing it. But no, DK, you're so much smarter and wiser. And DK was like, DK, who has more life experience and wisdom than me, was like, why would you entangle yourself with this kind of situation? And I think I knew the risk, but I don't really think I understood it. And now that I'm in it, I feel horrible.
Yeah.
I feel like I can't breathe. I'm like a little depressed. Like this is actually horrible. I'm so sorry to everyone I entangled.
You went all in on this. Like you're like,
I just was like,
Christian
he's the best
McCaffrey
fantasy
this year.
I just was like, every week he plays, he'll be the number one player. I didn't realize that he would. Well, it seems like he just might not play 1 week at all. I actually had a take purge. I sent you guys this during when he got hurt.
Yeah.
I didn't say it because Micah Parsons got fucking traded during the take purge. I literally had written down Christian McCaffrey will be the number one running back in week 1. I will do a victory lap. He will tear his Achilles in week 2. Brian Robinson will outscore Bijan Robinson this season. Wow. I literally had that written down. And I was wrong. This is
another year where if you accidentally drafted B Robinson,
it'll
actually be a good thing.
Once again, Fiction stranger than fact. Can I tell you guys? Sorry, I know I'm just going on and on. I'll just leave it at this. If Christian McCaffrey if the update comes that like he's actually like cooked, I will never be the same. I think I was permanently changed when I saw that update today. I think I'm permanently. I think I was permanently altered as a person. I don't think I'll ever be the same.
It changed your brain chemistry.
I'm serious.
Well, we don't know if he's hurt. You know.
Well, we do know he's
badly.
hurt.
We don't know if he's hurt badly.
Yeah,
maybe it's just a.
You know what was a lesson of this year? It's like we're already looking back on it on this season.
This year
I'm like, it feels like all value was sucked out of rankings this year. Like there was all of the rookies were super high. McCaffrey landed by the end of draft season. McCaffrey was going like 5th, 6th overall, which is no fucking value. It's like if he's just going next to Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs, who don't have bilateral Achilles tendon. It's like, what's the point of taking McCaffrey at that spot then? Sure, I guess he could be a little bit better than Jahmyr Gibbs or Bijan, but like, okay, is that worth risking getting? If he was a second rounder, I totally get it.
When 6 days ago I drafted Christian McCaffrey, I was so young, I was so dumb, I didn't understand.
We should go run the tape back on the live draft and just kind of watch the pep and Heifetz.
The swagger.
I do not have McCaffrey
the glint in his eye when he drafted.
All I have is McCaffrey and Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is running in his second touchdown. I felt nothing. Nothing. I'm like, everything's over. And
by the way, while we're on Hurts real quick, we were
this
talking
game
about this.
Sucks.
We were talking about this. Let's end on something positive.
The worst.
I want to end on something positive real quick because we were talking about this during the game.
Something positive.
Craig was. I can't remember what we said exactly it was, but it was like, man, it fucking rules to have Jalen Hurts like as your fantasy quarterback. And then right after that, my buddy texted me, Ben, and he's like, I've never had a running quarterback before. This is the best. It's like having 2 cocks.
My resolve is just listen to the tattoos we had from lessons from last year. Whatever. I can't speak.
Tattoos.
Whatever. This is the last time I'm ever going to talk.
You said that like Mulaney and Kroll.
I did. Tattoos. Tattoo. But it said, don't trust Kyle Shanahan and draft a running quarterback. And I wish I'd just done one of those things.
The best.
Fantasy sucks though. It always keeps you honest. And it's actually, I don't like having a lot of leagues. This year I have the most leagues I've ever had. And it's literally like 3.5. Dynasty is different, but I basically have 3 redraft leagues, and it already sucks because I'm like, I got Jalen Hurts in one, he's playing great. I got AJ Brown in another, he's doing dog shit, and so it's like I don't know whether to be happy or sad during the game. It stinks.
That's why I didn't want to like diversify my leagues where I'm like, so you win some, you lose some, you feel nothing.
I know.
I was like, let me like ride the roller coaster this year, and you know what? That was stupid. I hate roller coasters. I don't even like roller coasters. What was I thinking?
I mean, you know how I feel about this.
Stupid. DK,
right.
I just want everyone to have fun out there.
DK, I'm just going to listen to you next year.
Let's go back in time to when we didn't know McCaffrey had a calf strain and preview week 1.
I think it's too late, but I may or may not mention during the Niners thing how cool it'll be to see healthy McCaffrey. So just ignore that. Whatever. Just here's the rest of the show. Okay, so we're going to go through all the games for the rest of the weekend. But first, we want to explain this thing we're doing called the Ringer 107, which is a competition we're going to do with all the other football shows here at the Ringer.
I'm fired up for this. I want to win. This show needs to win.
Can you explain this for everybody listening and also maybe members of the show who don't totally understand what's going on?
We're doing a competition called Ringer 107, where all of the football podcasts at the Ringer, everybody on the Ringer Gambling Show, the Ringer NFL, us, Bill, we are all competing as shows against one another, where we will be making 107 bets against the spread throughout the course of the NFL season. 107 bets, 5 a week during the regular season, and then some playoff stuff. Whoever gets the most right wins. We're still deciding on what that prize is. I think it should be a trip to Vegas.
Email us at ringerfantasyfootball@gmail.com if you have a suggestion for what the winner should be. So again, we're competing against like Bill and Sal are doing it, and then it's going to be DeBundo
and Tate
Sal
and Raheem and DeBundo and
So Bill actually asked us to ask you guys, our listeners, to email us at ringerfantasyfootball@gmail.com what the winner should be. We agree. Trip to Vegas. If you have a better idea than a trip to Vegas, let us know.
Also,
we're all ears.
How awesome would it be if we, the Ringer Fantasy Football Show, beat Bill and Sal, who have been gambling for longer than I've been alive, and the Ringer Gambling Show? Like, if we win,
we got to do it.
Yeah, that would be ideal. I'm on that show on Fridays, and yeah, it would be great. But I'm with you guys for this.
Yeah, and so it's like, so basically every week, the 3 of us have to collectively agree on 5 spreads.
Yeah.
We want
also, if you're wondering why Craig is so fired up, apart from the idea of a trip to Vegas, Bill texted the group, the Ringer 107 group, and gave fake odds on who's going to win this thing. And guess who was last?
We're in dead last.
You said
Dead last.
I love it. I love it.
We're
6-1 odds. Come on.
We're gonna band together, like the craps night.
We
We're
get
gonna
Heifetz, even though he's hosting.
We're plus
the
650 to win. That's a great money line parlay.
Exactly. I wish we could bet on ourselves. Shout out Pete Rose and Jonte Porter or whatever. So anyway, we're gonna go again. If you're wondering why 107, it's 5 games a week. That's 18 times. That's 90 games. And then if you include the playoffs and then an extra bet per round of the playoffs, you get to 107. I've done the math like 6 times because I keep trying to remind myself how to get to 107. But that's why we're doing it. So we're gonna just basically gonna go through all these games, talk fantasy, talk narratives, talk whatever, and then also we're gonna mark when there's like a bet we want to make. We'll circle back at the end and figure out what the 5 bets we are gonna make each time. All right, let's get to the rest of the games coming up this weekend, starting with Friday night football in Brazil, which is still, our annual tradition.
Craig,
we all know and remember.
The season hasn't even started yet.
I know
Craig's
that
heavy sighing.
Heifetz hates my there's too much football take. Like there's too many nights of the week take, but I do think there are too many nights of the week.
I agree.
I don't think anybody wants Friday night.
This one's a lot. This one's funny, and it's the I hope the field in Brazil is good. We had shadowy league figures mentioned to us. They noted how critical we were of last year's field, and so I'm just so excited. This field's going to be in incredible shape.
Just pristine.
No doubts whatsoever about the
hopefully there's
sanctity
no
of this
slip
field.
ups.
No.
Oh.
Okay, so Chiefs are favored by 3 points, even though the Chargers are at home. The Los Angeles Chargers home in this Brazilian game. I mean, should we just bet on the Chiefs?
I thought about it. What do you think, Craig? Do you have a gut on this game?
First of all, I just want to say I think this is a hard week to bet. I don't know. Is week 1 traditionally a harder week to bet or an easier week to bet?
I think so. I will say the big picture thoughts on week 1 are, generally speaking, the big overview for this whole week. I think offenses are going to suck.
Right.
Like offenses, week 1 and week 2, weird stuff happens. It's an extension of the preseason. Every year, the last few years, we've been like, why are offenses so bad? Why is scoring down? It's like, well, it's because the fucking teams suck. And so last year through 2 weeks, the Saints had 91 points, and Derek Carr led the NFL in passing yards and touchdowns and passer rating.
God, that was glorious.
And then he retired this offseason, and Saint fans cheered. And Derek Carr was leading every category. So it's going to be weird. Generally speaking, I think the move has always been bet money lines, bet points, bet the underdogs, because it's just weird stuff. Great teams get blown out week 1 all the time. Like games are closer, like scoring's down. Generally speaking, I don't want to bet favorites in week 1 over most of the time. I kind of just don't want to bet a Brazil game though. It just feels like so strange.
That's what I was going to say. I think the last Brazil game last year, the Eagles and the Packers were slip sliding all over the place. Jordan Love hurt his knee. I don't know. I'm like, the spread is close enough. The Chargers always play the Chiefs well. Herbert came in and almost beat the Chiefs in his first start as a Charger. I kind of even though they lost the left tackle, the Chiefs don't have Rashee Rice. This is a real, these two teams are both probably good. They're in Brazil. It's week 1. This could be super messy.
For fantasy, I think the Chiefs, Andy Reid, and I do think he may be slowing down a little bit as an elite top of the tier play caller for Andy Reid and designer. Well, he was the best. And now he's not the best anymore.
Okay.
But generally speaking, Andy Reid in week 1 is incredible. And remember Kareem Hunt when he fumbled the first carry fumbled the first carry of his career, and then he had 200 yards or whatever. Xavier Worthy and Isaiah Pacheco in this, I would highly recommend playing. Mm-hmm. Generally speaking, I don't really want to start rookies in any of these games. We'll get through a bunch of other spots, but
Marion Hampton, you're starting. Jim Harbaugh announced that he is starting.
Rookie receivers. Sorry, you're right. So Marion Hampton, Lad McConkey, I think is a start. Mahomes, Worthy, and Pacheco are starts, but generally speaking, Kelsey if you want. But overall, I'm not I don't want to bet on this game though.
No, I agree. There were rumors originally that Najee Harris is going to start, and then Harbaugh confirmed that Marion Hampton is starting.
We'll see what happens.
Najee goes from jogging around on the sideline to starting the game.
Here, my prediction
I'm kind of amazed he made the roster after not practicing.
Right.
Najee Harris is going to get 11 carries, and everyone's going to be pissed.
Dude, watch him just play. Yeah, it'd be bizarre. Anyway, so we'll see. Anything else in this game? We'll see what happens.
I think this is a stay away for Ringer 107.
That's fair.
I agree. Okay. So let's get to the games on Sunday. But I feel like first we kind of have to hit that the general vibe on Sunday is basically NFL Red Zone's gone from, 8 hours of commercial-free football to 8 hours of football.
Mostly commercial-free football.
Mostly just a giant asterisk.
I know. It's funny now that there's a difference between commercials and ads. Red Zone had ads last year. There were banners around
Well, they
a
were
lot
testing
of the
it.
clips in the games. Like
They were
Dipping their little toe
They
in
were not
there.
commercials. They were not They were not taking a break from the football, but there was like whatever sponsor, whatever pizza or truck or something was like around the border.
Well, they're
But this
raising the
year-
temperature a little bit so you don't realize when you start sweating.
Yeah, this year now there's going to be 4 15-second commercials that are going to be side by side, like on CNN when it cuts to an Applebee's commercial during a tragedy. It's going to be like that.
Sorry, Craig, I don't know what you're talking about. Can you...
You know, it's like
Applebee's during the invasion.
Like,
Tank Dell.
hypothetically, if an
Yeah.
Eagles-49ers championship championship game, a player was horrifically injured, limping off the field.
Yeah, and
is
then it
dire
goes-
pain.
it cuts to an Applebee's. I guess no free ads, but it cuts to an Applebee's like two-time Anytizers, Buffalo Chicken Seltzers.
Start me up.
Yeah, well, the Rolling Stones plays.
And then someone sent us the video of CNN when they were like Russia's invading Ukraine, and then they just have like the anytime.
It's like unlimited chicken dippers.
This is the world we live in.
Oh my God.
You know what this reminds
Bottomless
me of, Craig?
margaritas only on Tuesdays. Yeah.
This whole thing. So we went to the live town show last week, which was awesome, by the way. And they had the CEO of AMC was one of the main guests, and he was talking about how
AMC movie theaters. Yeah.
And
Sorry.
the town with Matthew Bellamy.
Give
which
it- what's
Craig
his name?
produces
Sorry.
and is
His
amazing.
name is Adam Aaron.
Adam Aaron.
The guy's a legend.
He is.
And the question was, why are you doing so many ads now to start the movies? And he essentially said, look, we tried for a very long time. We did a whole bunch of research. Our competitors were doing ads before their movies, and we figured out essentially it wasn't affecting them at all. Like, people will still go to the fucking movies.
This
and
is-
Of course.
therefore,
DK,
and so
this
he's
is
like,
great.
therefore we're giving away free money like
That
for
is
a
the
really
right-
long time.
That is actually, DK, the best poll. And there we go. Everyone's going to be here like, how could they? That's such a good
Everyone's
poll.
still gonna get red zone.
He literally did the
It's
answer.
the only way
yeah.
you can have this
Yeah.
product. Like
Everyone's going to blame ESPN, and now we can come and be like, you know what, everyone? It's your fault. It's our fault. Because you know what? You're still going to watch the
Boycott
goddamn
it,
games.
if
Feed
you
us.
care. Yeah.
I thought it was going to be way worse. I'm like 4 15-second ads that are playing next to the play. I'm like,
I want to meet the people who are
fine.
going to stop buying it because they added the like 5 minutes of commercials. Like
The
that's you're right, DK. Like that's the real answer. They're like, you pigs, you're gonna fucking sit. Like you ever see Rick and Morty? It's like, oh no, sorry,
You'll
Big
take
Mouth,
these commercials and you'll like it.
dude. Big Mouth. He's like, sleep in it, pig. Like,
Also, like,
Yeah.
you could just show up to the movie late. I've never
Right.
understood that. Like, the movie's going to start 20 minutes
Oh.
after the start. Just show up 20 minutes late. You'll be fine.
probably.
But anyway, the point is, I think you're right,
The internet
Craig.
is outraged.
This
about
isn't as bad. Of course, everyone is going to freak out about every
The outrage
little change.
machine is outraged.
Yeah.
No,
I
it
remember
isn't
every
over.
time, this is like going to age me a little bit, but like every time Facebook would change one little thing, the internet would be fucking outraged about what are they taking away? It was fine how it was. And guess what? After like 10 minutes, everyone was like, okay, this is fine.
I remember in college, every Snapchat update, we'd all be pissed.
Yeah.
I
People
hate
You know
it.
what's going to
change.
start happening? We're going to start having like plumbing issues because everyone's going to start flushing the toilet at the same time on Sundays now. We're going to like
that'd be
synchronize America.
I think if they got to the point where they were running commercial breaks for 2 minutes at a
that would
time,
suck.
like we do on normal, cable television or whatever, like that would be a problem. But this is just like, I think this is the same thing that AMC
Yeah.
basically decided. It's like, look, we're not going to lose any customers because we do this. We're giving up free money.
I love DK's on
Anyway.
the side. If you know what, the NFL doesn't make enough money. It's great.
And
it's a good take.
We need to make more money.
It's also genius because the NFL still retains the rights and ownership of Red Zone, even though they had that weird deal where like now there's like the 10% ownership between ESPN and NFL. But everyone's pissed at ESPN, but it was the NFL who made this decision.
Yeah. The NFL,
Yeah, but they can blame ESPN.
Everyone's mad. It's like, that's the other right note. To
They got a
it's like, The
patsy.
NFL did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. ESPN's Lee Harvey Oswald. Okay. Let's get to the actual
Who's
games.
the second? Who's on the grassy knoll?
Exactly. It's like Goodell's on the grass.
Oh,
There
there's
you go.
there's Roger.
Good tell.
Oh my God.
Holding an Applebee's sign.
Yeah.
Anytizers. It zooms in on him.
Oh, let's get the no context ringer guy's going to have the grassy knoll than any times.
New Buffalo Chicken Crunchers.
Okay. Let's get to the
I
actual
like
games
making
here.
up Applebee's items.
Crunchers.
I know.
Give me something like a quesadilla, Craig.
We'll do that. Yeah, we'll do 2 Applebee's items in a line. Okay. Early games
Quesadilla
here.
guac dippers. It's always just like, how many things can you
Guac
dip into something else?
dippers.
All right.
Uh,
Steelers are at the New York Jets. Steelers are
baby.
giving 2.5 points. This is the wife swap. This is Aaron Rodgers versus the Jets and Justin
Yankee
Fields
swap.
versus the Steelers. Let me just give a quick recap of what actually happened here, which is the Jets traded for Aaron Rodgers from the Packers a couple years ago, tore his Achilles 4 plays into 2023, comes back, 2024, starts 2-4. They fire Robert Saleh after the London game, even though they'd given up like 2 touchdowns in 3 weeks on defense. Lose again the next week, so they trade for Devontae Adams, which fixed it. Just kidding. Devontae Adams lost 6 of his first 7 games as a Jet.
Yeah, but he was
and the
pretty
Jets
good
finished
later.
5-12,
Yeah.
and everyone got fired. And
To be clear, everyone he got everyone fired.
Everyone fired. Everyone involved was fired. And then
he got everybody fired.
Well, I wanted to use the active voice. Is that active? He got everyone fired.
Yeah.
Not everyone was subsequently fired.
Okay.
So then the Steelers side, they started 4-2 last year with Justin Fields. Benched Justin Fields for Russ, who came back from a calf injury. Russ starts 6-1, finishes the season 0-5. So then the offseason, they just switch. Justin Fields signs $20 million a year with the Jets. Steelers wait 2 months, and it's really pathetic with the Steelers. In fact, I believe Ronak has a clip here with a little bit of the emotional journey Craig took.
There are certain characters that I only want to watch from afar. I don't want to be right next to them on the bus. And Aaron Rodgers is one of them. I am being forced to goon for Rodgers against my will. There's only one thing more sad than wanting Aaron Rodgers on your team. It's wanting Aaron Rodgers and not getting him.
So, Craig, where are you at right now on Aaron Rodgers, your starting quarterback on Sunday?
I'm ready to fucking go. I'm ready to go.
He's all in.
I'm excited
We
for
betting
Aaron
on
Rodgers.
this? We're betting on this, aren't we?
I'm excited for Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. I think he, for what the options were, is the right pick. Don't want Kirk Cousins. Don't want Justin Fields. The Jets are amped. They think Justin Fields can get them a Super Bowl. No, they don't. Sam Darnold, $100 million. Kirk Cousins? Let's do it. Aaron Rodgers for $12 million? Let's cook. That's how I feel. I'm fired up. We're in win now mode, kind of.
DK. Would know.
Everyone is really at the end of the day.
That's like commercial-free football, kind of. Like, that's where the Steelers are at. DK, where do you lean toward the Jets will beat the Steelers, obviously, because the Steelers will beat the Jets, obviously, because the Steelers are not the Jets, and the Steelers win this game? Or the funnier thing, which is that Justin Fields looks great and outplays Aaron Rodgers. Like, where do you lean toward the obvious thing of the Steelers winning or just the funny thing of the Jets winning?
Well, the irony of this is I was listening to 40s and Free Agents, the Daniel Jeremiah, Greg Rosenthal show the other day, and he and Daniel Jeremiah mentioned, and I don't remember, I'm sure this has been reported and it's been around, but the Jets originally tried to sign Justin Fields. They tried to bring him back, but he got outbid.
You mean the Steelers?
Sorry, yes. The Steelers tried to re-sign Justin Fields. He decided to leave. For obvious reasons, they benched him.
Well, they were cheap, too. The Steelers they were like, you get to play for the Steelers or the Jets. What would you rather do?
It is.
And so the Steelers, their top 2 options were Sam Darnold or Justin Fields, and they didn't get either. Both guys decided to sign elsewhere. So then they signed Aaron Rodgers. So this makes like the revenge thing kind of like, like it's not that big of a deal or whatever.
But the Steelers wouldn't match the Jets offer, though.
Yeah, but the Jets offer was insane.
It was $20 million a year. He's the lowest paid starting quarterback that isn't Aaron Rodgers, who had one choice. Right, Fields is the 31st highest paid among veterans. Sam Darnold got almost double what Fields got.
Okay, but I mean, I don't agree with that. But also, like, where does Fields rank in overall quarterbacks to you? He probably is a 31st.
Right. I mean, there was a lot of questions whether he would ever be a starter again. And then
I mean, like, how many? If you could pick any starting quarterback right now to start your franchise with, I would argue Fields
very low,
bottom
but
5.
Generally speaking, it takes exceptional circumstances for a starting quarterback to go into a season with zero competition and make less than 20 million percentage-wise by cap. It's like very low.
You could argue that's an indictment on the Jets, though. But yeah.
Either way.
Everything is.
My point is basically the whole revenge narrative is kind of silly, but at the same time, it would be funny.
Is it?
I think Rodgers hates the Jets, dude. Aaron Glenn.
They fired him to his face. They flew him 3,000
miles to get fired.
I was talking about from Fields' point of view. And Heifetz was saying it'd be funny if the Jets won. I
think Fields is mad. I think Fields is more angrier than you think.
The Aaron Rodgers thing is definitely funny.
I think Rodgers not only has like the Jets to prove wrong. I think there's like a whole media narrative around. I think he wants to show up and be good in week 1.
He's gonna pull the like, you made me fly cross country so I could get fired thing, and then
and now he's like, now I'll fly to New York again.
Dude,
fire you.
Dude, I watched the
Who's fired now, bitch?
I watched The Dark Knight the other day, and Morgan Freeman flies to Hong Kong to tell the guy that we're not buying your company, and he's like, a simple phone call would have sufficed. Just anyway, yeah. So I will say, and again, Craig years ago said, and it's funny, it still works, but the Steelers just run the Chopped offense from the show Chopped, where they're just like, here's 6 ingredients, make me a risotto, and it's like the Steelers just have random things that don't have anything to do with each other. And here's Aaron Rodgers, who only wants to play for shotgun. Your offensive coordinator is Arthur Smith, who only wants to do under center running game. And then here's DK Metcalf, who are going to give $30 million a year, and he is like a
the polar opposite of Devontae Adams.
He's not a technician the way Rodgers typically likes to work with.
Not necessarily a short route dominator, but Rodgers is going to have to throw short routes. It's just make it work. And I don't know. I still actually kind of lean to where we ended up on their last episode, which is this team will win 9 games. They will make the playoffs, and they will get crushed in the wild card round and weirdly be exactly like every other Steelers team, but just look better at times because Rodgers is better than old Roethlisberger was.
I think everybody just hates Rodgers, and like if Rodgers plays 17 games, they're gonna win 9 or 10 games, maybe even 11. I feel that way.
To me, the interesting thing will just be if Arthur Smith can get enough 2 and 3 tight end looks to do anything interesting with Rodgers. And like, can you get a run game going with enough? Can you use enough tight ends to offset being in shotgun all the time?
Speaking of run game, I think for fantasy purposes in this game, Caleb Johnson, I don't think you should be starting.
Do not play Caleb Johnson.
Jalen Warren is the starter. Kenneth Gainwell is the number 2 right now. Caleb Johnson might be a guy second half of the year. If you have a deeper league, if you like him, you want to hold on to him, that's fine. But I don't think he's going to get a lot of run for a little bit here, so I would not start him.
Arthur Smith didn't play Bijan Robinson when they took him 8th overall in Atlanta. So I don't think Caleb Johnson go, 83rd, 88th, whatever. Yeah, I don't think it's going to go.
Would you guys like this game to bet on?
No, I don't.
No. Because you know why? I think I'm not betting on the Jets, but
I would bet on the Steelers to cover.
Even when Rodgers was elite, like winning MVPs, they started slow all the time. Like Rodgers, they would get blown out week 1 and Rodgers would almost make the Super Bowl. So I don't want to bet on Rodgers and this working immediately. Another game. So the next one here, early games, 1 Eastern. Raiders are at the Patriots. Patriots are giving 2.5 points. I don't want to bet on this game because it's like but I do think this is like the best vibes
to watch this game.
Yep.
These are the 2 winners of the offseason, right, Craig?
100%. And I think one of them is like a kind of established vets coming back. It's like Pete Carroll. You have like Geno Smith. I guess Chip Kelly in the NFL perhaps is not established, but a guy who's been around, who's had a lot of success.
Coming back,
versus all just complete projection in New England. I mean, Drake May's won 1 game. Trayvon Henderson's a rookie. Stephon Diggs is new to the team. Matt Collins is new to the team. Their rookie wide receiver Kyle Williams they have a new left tackle. So it is interesting that both of these teams have great vibes, but kind of for different reasons. And this is a game where I'm like, I want both of them to win. I don't know if I have a strong lean. The Patriots are favored by 2.5 at home versus the Raiders. To be honest, I would probably lean to taking Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I just want the points, but I don't want to bet against Vrabel, so I don't really want to do it. I will say this is, if we're drafting the Appleby Anytizers multi-view of what is the 4 games one up, I think that these 2 games, so the Steelers, Jets, and then Raiders, Patriots, are the most interesting because the Raiders alone, having Pete Carroll on the sideline, having Chip Kelly as OC running an offense for Geno Smith with Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty's debut is just fascinating. DK, you have devoted a substantial portion of your adult and professional life to Pete Carroll.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. Like, are you just excited to watch it, or is there anything you think either we should look for, or just like emotionally is just excited? He's the oldest coach in football or college.
Is this going to be an immediate impact? Do you think?
Yeah.
I think, ironically, I think the bigger impact immediately is Geno Smith. The upgrade going from everything that they had at quarterback last year to Geno Smith is huge. I think Ashton Genty will help them have a little more balance as a run team. I think Pete Carroll is a program builder, so it's not going to be immediate. It's about instilling a culture and in having competition and all the things that Pete Carroll did for the Seahawks and going back to the USC Trojans back in the day. Like that doesn't happen overnight, so I don't necessarily know if he's going like week 1. It's going to look like a completely different team. I bet they'll still be sloppy. Pete Carroll teams are sloppy, by the way. Like that's kind of always been a thing. And longer term, as the season goes on, I could see them start to build some momentum. So I think right away, the bigger impact to me is Geno Smith versus Drake May, like highly experienced veteran with, who's proven it over the last couple of years versus Drake May, who's all potential and we love him and we're excited about him, but he has very little experience and has won very few games.
And May has a little Wentz in him. May had a little Carson Wentz turnover in the preseason.
Like just wacky plays, like trying to extend things. Yes.
So sorry, Craig.
Yeah, I think DK. I don't know if you've ever watched The Bachelor, but Heifetz, I'm pretty sure you have.
I have
right?
not.
I thought I was above it, and then I watched it. I'm like, oh, this is the best thing anyone makes.
I want to reserve this line. You know how like as the host of The Bachelor, like The Bachelor himself, at the end of every episode, he gives out a bunch of roses. I want to give one. I just want to reserve. I want to give a rose to this game just because I do think Vegas minus 2.5. The experience of Vegas versus like everybody just being
experience of the coaches or the players.
Well, Pete Carroll and Geno Smith. Like
Vegas plus 2.5, by the way.
Yeah, they're favored. I'm saying like, the Patriots are favored. I'm saying like this young rookie team being favored, even though they're at home. I'm kind of like, I just want to put this Vegas plus 2.5 off to the side because I don't mind that bet.
We can give it a rose because at the end of the day, you're getting 2.5 points from what feels like a toss up for the Raiders, and it's Pete Carroll's Geno Smith, and like Drake May has won one game. And to your other point, the Patriots gains are all theoretical because like I'm at the
who do we know is good on the Patriots?
That's
right
the thing.
now.
I'm at the head of the bandwagon for I think Mike Vrabel could be like maybe he's probably one of the best coaches in the NFL, but also counting on it's like Will Campbell's still a rookie left tackle. Like the offensive line is still bad. Stephon Diggs, we're just assuming this guy's going to be good off an ACL tear in the middle of the season. And like someone put it this to me the other way at the end of the other day, I forget how they said it, but they were basically like, he's still a number 3 receiver coming off an ACL tear from the middle of the year. I'm like, he's going to be your man beater to start.
32 years old.
Yeah. I'm like, it's just
Christian Gonzalez is hurt too, by the way.
Yes. I know. And so I don't know. I
don't know if I'm going to pick this person to marry, but I want to give him a rose.
I think that's fair. The other thing is it's so funny to me that Chip Kelly is the Raiders offensive coordinator because that is after watching Belichick go down to college, I'm like getting rocked, which I can't remember. One of you was saying he'd be good on the take perch. I don't remember who.
I don't remember anything on the take perch.
No, me neither. But I don't know. This is to me the most interesting game, along with Steelers Jets is like
wildly
a curiosity. Yeah. This is like crazy. Everybody who touches the ball, you're gonna be like, wow. But the Raiders just have more talent, honestly, more experience. All right, we'll put it a roast. Next one is Giants Commanders. The Giants are at Commanders. The Giants are getting 5.5 points. I think we should bet on the Giants getting 5.5 points.
Give me I want you to lay out the pitch.
Because the Giants are getting a quarterback upgrade. Russell Wilson, especially earlier when he's healthier in the season. I think Russ, like Kyler, is better in the beginning than if he gets injured toward the end of the year. And that's why Kyler and Russ fade, other than the video games. But I also just think it's simply offenses are just generally not that great in week 1. And maybe Jaden Daniels will be the exception because he's great. He's young, he's talented, and they have the stability of like, it's mostly Cliff Kingsbury. They don't have new coaches or whatever. Like that is an aid, so maybe it will help. But it is generally like still kind of preseason. And if that's the case, the Giants defensive line's insane. The Giants, I know Abdul Carter's a rookie, but man, he beat Deion Dawkins, the Buffalo Bills real left tackle, like 3 for 3 in the preseason. And I'm like, if it's Abdul Carter, Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, Rock, I don't know. I think Washington's only covered this spread once in the last like 10 games versus the Giants. And I understand they didn't have Jaden Daniels for most of those games, but I'm like, okay, but it was also the worst period of Giants football ever. And the Giants, like, I'll say that again, the worst period of Giants football like ever. And Washington covered 5.5 points literally like one time in the last 5 years. So I'm kind of like, this is just divisional rivalry. It's close. Like the whole point is week 1, we don't know anything. Like it's always surprising in week 1. And I'm just like, it was almost a touchdown spread. I'm like, yeah, the Giants could win this game. I know I'm a little biased, but I don't know. I think that this is a very popular bet. The spread moved down from 6.5 to 5.5.
I know, which was surprising to me. This line reads like the Giants are home. I'm surprised it's 5.5 in Washington, but
the Giants are getting 5.5. Washington's giving.
It feels like it should be 6.5 for Washington being at home and only laying 5.5 is a little surprising to me. I think
one of the larger spreads of the week, though.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, just looking at I'm like, man, Jaden Daniels is only laying 5.5 at home against the Giants. However, I think I agree. I agree with you. I'm willing to put this one in the shopping cart as well. Can't
you just see the weird Bleacher Report Photoshop of Jaden Daniels, sophomore slump ? And Russ victorious, and Russ does his weird like go big blue afterward, and we have to talk about Russell Wilson being 1 and undefeated. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Russ. The only thing I worry about I'm mostly on the same page with you guys on this, but I think the only thing I worry about is the Washington offense is kind of more than other teams like capable of dealing with a good pass rush because of the scrambling, because of the screen game that they love, the quick game, like downfield shots. But looking back, even last year, both games were close.
Yeah. The Giants play them well.
Yeah. So I'm down to entertain.
We'll give it a rose. We'll give it a rose at the end. Here, let me write down the roses we're doing here.
I got them.
You got them at the bottom?
I got
okay. So here. So let's get to the rest of the 1 o'clock games. But first, the Ringer Fantasy Football Show is brought to you by FanDuel. Football fans, the wait is over. The NFL is back. Yeah, it is. And the best place to kick off the season is on FanDuel, because every game during week 1, FanDuel is giving all customers a no-sweat NFL bet. From the money line to player props to same-game parlays, your no-sweat bet can be used on any NFL wager type, and if it doesn't win, you'll get bonus bets back. I'm telling you right now, I am going to bet every week until someone gets hurt or it doesn't work, but I want Christian McCaffrey to score a touchdown. I want Jalen Hurts to score a touchdown. And then I separately want a parlay of Jalen Hurts and Christian McCaffrey to both score a touchdown. And I'm going to just do that every week until I'm just going to see what happens. But I have a hunch that will just work all year. So this season, make FanDuel your go-to app for any snap. Just visit FanDuel.com/RingerFantasy to kick off the NFL season with a no-sweat bet every game day during week 1. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Okay, let's get to the rest of the early games here. Buccaneers-Falcons. Bucs are giving 1.5 points. I wrote this down as an immediate rose. And then I realized, the Bucs lost to Atlanta twice last year.
Yeah, and
kind of shocked me.
Both times with Kirk.
I know. And so part of me was like, do we overthink this? The Bucs have been underrated for 5 years. Michael Penix hasn't won an NFL game yet. Like, just take the Bucs, right? Like, I don't know. It was 1.5, and I was kind of like, oh man, I don't know. It's the same coaching staff that beat him twice last year. I don't know.
I think Penix beat the Giants, Heifetz.
No, I don't remember that. That's weird to say that. I have no memory of that.
He did win a game.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
No, what did he finish? Dead last?
No.
He had a good day.
That doesn't matter though. Yeah, you're right. I mean, this game's in Atlanta. I don't know. How
He
I
did
feel
beat
about
the
this.
Giants. Yeah, I just.
We have no Godwin. We have no Tristan Wirfs for Tampa.
Yeah.
I think this is a tentative. I would go with the Bucs here, and we could give it a rose. DK,
Yeah,
how do you feel?
I agree with that. I was talking to Nate Tice about this actually, and he was mentioning like Todd Bowles going up against young quarterbacks. Sometimes those types of schemes where it's like blitzes and coming from everywhere make it very difficult for young quarterbacks to know what they're looking at. So that is a big factor, I think. And then the other thing is the Falcons just lost their right tackle.
Mm-hmm.
So that could definitely affect things as well. I'd probably just go with the older, like more experienced Buccaneers roster here.
What episode was it we were talking the other day, and you said something about like, yeah, when like you're smoking a cigarette and you're like, they're like, it probably takes 4 hours of your life. And you're like, what, fuck it. I'll just die 4 hours earlier. It's fine. I think that is the Todd Bowles against rookie quarterbacks. Like watching Todd Bowles against like Justin Fields. I'm like, this probably took 4 games off Justin Fields' career.
Right.
Like that game.
Right.
Like Michael Penix will play 4 fewer games in his career because he's going to start against Todd Bowles.
Penix is a tough one though, because he doesn't take sacks. You know what I mean? Like that was a big part of his game in college was he just gets rid of the ball so quick.
It was the 4 season-ending injury. You should learn to get rid of the ball.
But it doesn't always go where it's supposed to go. So I don't know. I think I definitely
fantasy,
lean Buccaneers on this one though.
I both think Penix can light up the yard and throw a bunch of I think Drake London, even Darnell Mooney, even though in practice on Kyle Pitts, I hate to say it, Penix can throw a lot of yards, but you told me there's a pick, if I got a pick 6 draft of what game's gonna have a pick 6, Penix both airing it out and playing Todd Bowles, I kind of think I would pick the Cardinals because they're playing Saints or the Penix. So fantasy defense, I think the Bucs are totally go, even though the Atlanta could score a lot of points. I think the Bucs defense is very possible to get a turnover here. But yeah, I think let's not overthink it. Like if Penix beats the Bucs in his first start, cool. Like that's all right. I'll take that L.
I also think, Penix could have a great game and still lose. I mean, the Bucs are only laying 1.5. It's like this game could be 33-30. Penix looks great. Everyone's like, wow, the Falcons might be better than we thought. And they still lost. The Falcons defense is bad enough still. We're like, I don't think the Bucs are going to struggle to score points.
Tristan Wirfs is also as the left tackle for the Bucs, but I do think it matters. They had a month more to figure out than that Falcons with the right tackle? Like that does matter for your week 1 preparation, just having like that much more time. Like I think that
the Falcons had the 29th ranked defense in DVOA last year.
Yeah. And their pass rushers are rookies. Like they drafted 2 rookie defensive ends. I'm like, all right, cool. Week 1. Like, I don't know. So I agree. Like they're not Abdul Carter. So I think, all right, we'll give a rose to that. We'll circle back at the end. Bengals Browns. Bengals are giving 5.5 points to Cleveland.
This is a rat line. This is a stinky rat line. I'm sure this will be the most bet line of the week. Is my
You're
guess.
saying why are the Bengals giving less than a touchdown to Cleveland when we expect Cleveland to be the worst team in the NFL? Maybe.
They are giving less than 6 points to the fucking Browns and Joe Flacco, and I think everybody's going to be like, oh, the Bengals are going to score 35 points, and that means that the Browns are going to have to score 29, 30 to cover.
Oh,
there's no way.
I'm curious what DK thinks. My first thought when I saw this was, well, the Bengals always start slow. But the Bengals, I think, always start slow because we call it, Burrow.
Joe Burrow's never had a normal offseason.
He never had a normal offseason. It was like appendectomy, ACL recovery, COVID,
calf 1 year.
Calf, elbow.
I forgot about the calf.
Last year, throwing 2 out of every 3 days was the most he'd ever thrown in August. He never played in the preseason. They did all that this year. Burrow played in the preseason, so I don't think it's starting slow. DK, do you think there's a chance that what this is suggesting is they actually think Joe Flacco on the Browns might be more competent than you think to move on the Bengals' shitty defense early? Because that, to me, makes even more sense than Bengals starting slow.
I should say that the total for this game is 47.5, which is tied for the second highest of the week, which is surprising considering the Browns are in this game. So Vegas is essentially saying they think this game will be 27-21 Bengals. That equals, that's around 47.5. DK, do you think it's possible that Joe Flacco can somewhat keep up?
Just how bad are the Bengals defense? Is the Bengals defense? That's the question.
Last year,
I think
Cincy beat
not.
the Browns 21-14 and 24-6.
Yeah. I mean, as much as I think Joe Flacco gives him a higher floor, he's still, how old is he? 40? He's still getting up there. Their offensive line is kind of in flux. We don't know who their starting running back is going to be. They don't have a ton of depth.
It's Jerome Ford. It's Jerome Ford as the starter.
Jerome Ford and/or Dylan Sampson.
And Dylan Sampson will probably rotate in.
Yeah. I don't think they'll be able to keep up. That's the point.
My basic idiot brain sees this and I'm absolutely 5.5 Bengals.
Let's give it a rose and we'll circle back.
You know what I mean?
I agree. I think for fantasy, the Bengals, you're playing Burrow, Chase, Higgins, and Chase Brown. There's no question about it.
Yep.
Browns, I don't like Jerry Jeudy. I guess you can play him but that's probably it. I wouldn't play Jerome Ford unless you have better options. And Njoku, you play Njoku on the Browns, and Jeudy, I guess. But again, offense is probably going to be down, so it'd be funny if the Browns actually. Again, the Saints last year had 91 points in 2 weeks, so you never fucking know.
Yeah, that's week 1 is always just wild. We never know exactly what to expect.
Speaking of which, the next one here, Panthers are at the Jaguars. Jaguars are giving 3.5 points. I don't want to bet this game, but I do think it's funny.
Yeah.
Over a field goal is a lot.
The Jaguars, to me, this is a toss-up. I'm the Jaguars have a new staff. Travis Hunter's a rookie, and what's his impact at week 1 going to be? I mean, I think I give it a lot of credit. Carolina had a bad defense last year, but part of it was Derek Brown, the defensive tackle, was out. Part of me is the Jags just get to be favored by 3.5 in their first game?
I agree. It shouldn't be over a field goal. I'm surprised by that, but I still don't want to touch
I don't want to bet it either. If we lose, I don't want to lose this way.
You're going to get down in the slop with these two teams.
I don't want to start by being sweating out a Panthers cover in week 1. That this is a marathon, and I can't start the marathon that way.
Right.
I agree.
I ran a 5K.
It's like eating crab before you go run. Go for a run.
I literally ran a 5K once on zero prep because my friends literally just said, you wouldn't do it.
Clop,
a turkey
clop,
shot.
Clop, clop.
And they're like, you won't run a 5K with us tomorrow morning. I was like, it's 2.
Isn't that 2.5 miles?
Yeah. But it was we were drunk. It was in 8 hours.
Oh, okay.
It was literally in the next morning, and we were kind of drunk. And so the next day I showed up and they were like, oh yeah, by the way, don't drink water at the start. Otherwise you'll have cramps. And I was like, fuck them. And I did it anyway. And that's how I would, and I got cramps literally 100 yards into the thing, and I couldn't breathe. And I was like, that's how I'd feel sweating on a Panthers cover in week 1 is just drinking water at the start of this thing and be like, I can't move. And we're 2 quarters into the season.
Yeah. It's if we only have to pick 5 games, I'm happy to sit back and watch and determine whether the Panthers or Jags are for real without having money on the line.
The only thing I want to mention quickly, because we didn't talk about this yet, is that the Panthers had a weird situation. They traded Adam Thielen to Minnesota because I think he's going to be the Jordan Addison replacement because Jalen Nailor's not healthy in Minnesota.
35 years old, Adam Thielen.
And so then the Panthers also cut Hunter Renfrow, who had a strange disease situation where he's back now in the NFL, lost a lot of weight, and then came back.
Crohn's?
Crohn's. Yeah, that was it. And so he lost. Anyway, they cut Hunter Renfrow, traded Thielen, which was basically a huge endorsement of Jalen Coker starting for them. And if you have Jalen Coker in fantasy, he's going to do well. Then within 2 days, they put Jalen Coker on injured reserve, where he basically
had a quad injury.
Extremely inopportune timing. So they called Hunter Renfrow 10 times to re-sign him. And his daughter, Hunter Renfrow's daughter, is watching Bluey on his phone and ignores all 10 calls.
Yeah.
So they almost missed. Anyway, so all that's to say, I think Ted McMillan is the only rookie receiver where I'm absolutely, you want to play Tedoroa McMillan.
You're not going to play Travis Hunter this week? I would play.
I don't like any of the rookies. I'm even
Matthew
Justin Jefferson.
Golden, you're not going to play?
I'm not saying you shouldn't, but if you have a decent option,
nervous.
Basically even Justin Jefferson, who had 1,400 yards as a rookie, had 26 yards in week 1. It's still their first NFL game. And also all the offenses are bad. And so I just, in week 1 specifically, even Emeka Ibuka Golden, if they go off on your bench, that's great. Play them. If they suck in your lineup, you're going to be like, why the fuck did I play this guy in his first career start? That's my attitude. Tedero McMillan's the only one where I'm like, I think you should play him.
I'd probably play Golden. If Jaden Reed's out, I'd probably play Golden.
Yeah, it's fine. That's fine. Okay, Cardinals Saints. I mean, Spencer Rattler's starting. The Cardinals are giving 6.5 points.
Another one that's just begging us to take the Cardinals.
They are begging us to take the Cardinals.
Like the fact that this didn't even get to a touchdown, 6.5. They're on the road in New Orleans. The Cardinals are like, I would say the Broncos are everyone's favorite sleeper Super Bowl team this year. The Cardinals are really in that mix of like
Shield Kapadia called them the hipster team.
They are. It's like you have the Giants and the Patriots and the Raiders, the Bears. Cardinals are definitely in that mix. They were 2-6 on the road last year, Arizona. I don't know. DK, what do you think about your Saints?
I didn't circle this one as like a game to bet on necessarily, just because I think the Cardinals, as much as you're right, they're kind of like the hipster team right now. They're completely unreliable team. It would not surprise me whatsoever if the Saints won this game. Or it wouldn't surprise me if the Cardinals blew them out either. You know what I mean? Like I just don't know what to make of it.
Well, here's the thing. In terms of just whether we want to bet on the game for the Ringer 107 and everything, I do think there's something to be said for going down the way you want to go down. Part of me thinks there's something to be said for bet against shitty or very inexperienced quarterbacks, and if someone's Jaden Daniels, like you live with it. So I think the question, DK, is do you believe
getting less than a touchdown against Spencer Rattler?
That's what I'm saying. So DK, I think the question to me is, I agree. I hear what you're saying when you're like the Saints could be better than you think. My question is, do you think Spencer Rattler can be better than we think? As in, can he be better than a bottom tier starter? Like at the bottom tier starter, is there a chance Spencer Rattler's
Probably
maybe he's the 24th best quarterback?
Probably not in this game for sure.
I had this game listed as one of my picks. Again, though, I'm a mark because this just seems great.
It's one of those where, like,
games
this is the lesson.
Money line parlay with.
Literally, the Saints, different coaching staff because Kellen Moore's the staff now. They literally 91 broke the record for like points in the first half against the Dallas Cowboys, for the like a Cowboys team record. But this is one of those games where I want to bet the Cardinals, but this is one of those where you're like, just take the points every week 1. You never know.
True. I think we give it a rose.
We'll give it a rose. Come back around. You're keeping track of the roses, right?
I got the roses.
Okay. Dolphins are at Indianapolis. I have this one flagged. Indianapolis is giving 1.5. And I know the Colts, even with a terrible quarterback situation last year with Richardson and Flacco and stuff, but like the Colts still won 8 games. But I'm like, Daniel Dimes is the quarterback. Daniel Dimes in the flesh, who, as DK always says, had 15 touchdown passes, the best year of his career. I know we all make fun of the Dolphins. I'd probably do it the most, but I'm like, but they are healthy now. And I don't love the Dolphin situation, but I'm like, are we really like week 1, Miami? I don't know. I just, why the fuck are the Colts favored in this game?
Heifetz, I couldn't believe this stat, but when I saw it, but it is true, I believe. The Colts haven't won their first game since 2013.
Do you know what's relevant to that, DK?
I don't know what that means for this year, but it sure doesn't give me a lot of confidence that they're going to win.
The Colts have had 8 different starting quarterbers in the last 9 years. Week 1, literally, they've had. Do you want to do trivia? Can you name the quarterback starters since?
Jesus, since 2013.
No, in the last 9 years.
Oh, that's
Phillip Rivers, Matt Ryan, Carson Wentz, Gardner Minshew, Anthony Richardson.
Minshew's not one, believe it or not. But
he didn't start.
Right.
When did Andrew Luck retire?
Luck is on the list.
Luck is there.
You'll never get the 8th. You've got most of them. Also, sorry, and I'm cheating because Jones is the 6th. So you're forgetting one guy. You'll never get him. It's Scott Tolzien.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God.
That was when the Luck
we would
thing
never
blew
have
up
gotten
and they were
there.
shocked. He got replaced in the middle of the game. So
here's the deal. I don't think Daniel Jones is good. I know that he won the starting job over Anthony Richardson, and that's tough. But I don't think he's like a floor raiser he is a floor raiser. I don't think he's going to make them a good offense.
He's not a lid lifter.
The Dolphins. Go ahead.
No, just to your point, when we look at the guys we're betting against at the end, and if Daniel Jones it's like the Belichick. You lose a Super Bowl because you like make Manningham catch the ball, and he does. Like make Daniel Jones beat us, right?
Yeah, yes. I believe, I can't really remember, but I believe I made this take in the take purge. It's foggy. I never know what really goes on in there, but the games that Tua has started and finished, he wins 65% of his games.
I think the Dolphins, again, the problem with the Dolphins is we're like when Tyreek or Waddle
it's when they're all hurt,
Tua
not
gets
playing.
hurt, I'm like, I want to make money on him now.
It seems like A-Chan is going to play. He's limited with the calf thing. Seems like he's going to play. Tyreek
could
banged up.
play.
Seems like he's going to play.
Mike McDaniel's talking about like, everybody dies, so we'll be able to. But yeah, I think we're on the same page with that one.
The other thing to think about here is the Dolphins' secondary is not very good. I don't think Daniel Jones is good enough to take advantage of that, really.
Totally.
And the Colts' secondary is completely banged up and in really rough shape. And I think Tua can take advantage of that. Namely, Waddle and Tyreek can take advantage of that.
And the Colts O-line's quietly a mess outside of left tackle, and like
Dolphins' defensive line's
great.
It's good.
I agree.
Kenneth Grant, Chop Robinson, Jalen Phillips, Bradley
Can
Chubb.
we just lock this in? We're on the same page.
I like this one.
Man.
Let's do this.
All
Let's just lock this in.
Okay.
There's nothing else. Let's
So
do Dolphins.
Yeah.
If Danny Jones beats us in week 1, then like, all right, that's funny. That's whatever. I can sleep at night.
We deserve it, yeah.
Well, maybe I won't, but you guys will. All right, we're going to get to the afternoon games on Sunday in a second. But first, this episode is brought to you by Hyundai. What makes the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid an incredible SUV? Is it the spacious interior that's comfy for the whole crew, or the capability to go off-road? Maybe it's the up to 600 miles plus of range. What if it's all of that and more? The all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid. So much more than just another SUV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details. All right, let's get to the late game, starting with Titans at Broncos. Cam Ward, the least discussed or memorable number 1 pick we can ever remember, even though he's awesome, debuting against the Broncos. So this is the one where the Broncos are giving 8.5 points, to which I just was like intrinsically, I'm like, bet against any rookie quarterback in their first start. I guess everyone's done that because then Bill texted us that 85+% of bets are on the Broncos, even with this huge spread, which really conflicts my very stupid brain from my contrarian brain. What do you think, DK?
I think this is a very tough draw for Cam Ward's debut in the NFL.
Yeah. Why? Because of the defensive player of the year, Patrick Surtain, and the Nick Bedino, who just got a $160 million contract.
And
exactly.
in Denver as well.
Yeah, I just don't love this for Cam Ward and the Titans. So I would not bet on the Titans here, even to cover.
I wouldn't either. I guess Cam Ward could just like come out of nowhere and be great. But my only argument to not betting this is that I think all of our competitors will be betting this. And if we don't and Cam Ward covers, then we save ourselves and we have another shot to like get ahead of everybody else. But
if they all win and we don't take it, we lose. We're behind.
Well, yeah.
Again, going back to it, maybe this is a stupid argument. Even last year, Jaden Daniels, who do we all agree had one of the best rookie seasons we've ever seen?
Yeah.
I lost by 17 points to Tampa in week 1.
I know.
I'm kind of like,
I mean, like I'm bullish on the Titans overall, but I mean, who's the number 2 receiver for the Titans right now?
I agree. Like we can both, I think Cam Ward will have a great rookie year. I just kind of don't want to bet on any rookie to play well. And it's similar where I'm like, if Cam Ward balls out in week 1, that's cool. Good. If they keep it within a touchdown of Denver, that's awesome. Part of me does want to be an idiot and just lay a bunch of points.
What's the weather going to be like there?
Probably lovely.
Yeah. I'm just going to say, if it's like hot, you're at altitude, it's going to be tough to play there.
I think it'll be fine weather. Let's see.
But you're right. Altitude. I don't know. I just,
it's gonna be
that one spreads
dude,
for
it's
a reason.
88 degrees. You're going to be at fucking altitude. I don't know. That sounds pretty shitty for the away team. Not like they're not used to the heat in Tennessee, but like still.
I kind of just want to lay the points anyway and just be a square.
Certainly we should give it a rose.
I give it a rose. Okay, we can come back to it. The expectations really high for the Broncos, and Sean Payton, frankly, is gassing everyone up in the media and they're talking about him, but I'm just like, I kind of want to do it anyway. So
you want the Titans to cover is what you're saying?
No, Broncos to cover.
Got it.
The Costanza would be, well, no, so many people are on it.
Well, right. Heifetz isn't your week 1 thing. You bet
just take the points. Week 1 is just take the points because weird shit happens and don't worry about it. But I don't know if I've ever done that with like literally a guy's first start, but you know what? Maybe we should. It's weird. Jaden Daniels losing by 17 in week 1 makes me a little weird.
Who'd they play?
Tampa Bay, which maybe makes us more certain about Tampa Bay versus Atlanta. We'll give it a rose. We'll come back to it. Niners are at the Seahawks. DK, Sam Darnold's debut as quarterback for Seattle. Emotionally, where are you at on thinking about Sam Darnold walking on as your quarterback? Steps in the field, first play. What's going through your head?
I mean, I'm not feeling like cocky, if that's what you're wondering. Not
as cocky as Bill Simmons, who's all in on Seattle.
Yeah, I think the 49ers and Seahawks games always get a little bit weird. This is a great rivalry that goes back, years. The 49ers, the Seahawks did win, I think, the last matchup, but the 49ers generally have kind of dominated this matchup over the last couple of seasons. It waxes and wanes or whatever. It goes back and forth. But I think this is going to be a tough, ugly game. It does help the Seahawks are at home, but I just don't know.
They're getting points. The Niners are favored in this game. The Seahawks are at home and they're getting 2.5 points.
I don't want to bet on this game personally. If you guys talk me into it, I'm open to it. The Niners opening with McCaffrey and without Debo or Ayuk is just so interesting. And Purdy literally is going to make more per game than he used to make per year now. So it's just like, can Purdy be the guy? It's interesting, but I'm like, I don't know. There's so much change going on here of like the Seahawks, like is the offensive line changes, is the whole running game going to go from terrible to above average? Is the defense going to be one of the best in the NFL? I don't want to bet on the Niners being the bad offense in week 1. I don't know. I don't really want to. I just want to watch this.
You don't have a gut. Yeah.
It's funny. The games I want to bet on are not the games I want to watch, and the games I want to watch are the games I don't want to bet on.
Isn't that ideal? There you go. Yeah. I don't want to touch this. All right, fine. So let's just not touch it, and then we'll talk about this game a lot on Sunday. I think.
Craig, are you gonna play Cooper Kupp in this game?
Well, my hands are tied a little bit in my league because I have Rashee Rice. So Cooper Kupp, unfortunately, I'll have to make do with him or somebody else on the waiver wire for a little bit. But I do think Cooper Kupp, there is a little bit of, he's not the same guy he once was. I do think that he's going to play a ton of snaps in the preseason with the starters. Cooper Kupp and JSN both they ran 100% of the routes. They were running routes on 100% of the dropbacks. And I do think it's going to be a lot of like 2 tight end sets with 2 wide receivers. And it's just going to be JSN and Cooper Kupp.
Just running a lot of like crossing routes and digs over the middle.
I'm not saying Cooper Kupp's going to be good by any means, but I do think maybe he could be a startable player for you for the first month of the season before buys.
If you also need another receiver where you're just kind of like, man, I somehow don't have a ton of receivers for whatever reason, I do think Romeo Doubs for the Packers are just like probably a guy who's probably the guy who will play the most, who's just on waivers. Romeo Doubs will just start for Green Bay, and he's probably just available in your league, even if it's even a 14-team league. I kind of think Romeo Doubs is available. I would just go get him. Speaking of which, Lions are at the Packers. Green Bay's giving 2.5 points.
Give me that.
I'm like, I know it's Michael Parsons' debut.
I'm saying give me the 2.5 points. I want the Lions with the points.
I agree. Yeah. I'm like, we are going to see what goes on with the Lions and this offense and losing both coordinators. Also, Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator, became coach of the Jets. Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator, became the head coach of the Bears. They lost 4 other assistants. They have a lot of changeover. The offensive line might not be elite, blah, 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 blah. Packers got Michael Parsons, insane, probably going to debut here. The Lions getting points in week 1, and it's not versus the Bills or Ravens. And I'm like, I make the Packers prove it, right?
Can the Lions turn into the nobody believed in us team?
I kind of think just like,
I think they're going to win the NFC North, and them getting 2.5, them getting almost a field goal in a game.
I know, sure. And they played, and again, the Lions played the Packers really hard last year, but the Lions were really injured in that game, and they're still like not the healthiest team. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of don't want to overthink this. You want to just lock in Lions plus 2.5? I can't believe it's Lions plus 2.5.
How do you
I thought
feel?
I wrote it down wrong.
Because I agree. When I saw Lions getting points, I was like,
the Lions are getting points.
I'm conflicted because I'm kind of one of those people that I'm not sure I believe in the Lions anymore. The nobody believed in us team. But
I do think we need to turn, like the goal for Ringer 107. We all need to be in agreement. I do think.
Every now and then you're gonna have to trust people.
I think I'm into this bet. I'm down with it because I think there's so much hype about Micah Parsons. I literally just fucking picked the Packers to win the Super Bowl in our stupid like predictions thing, and I feel like the Lions are going to come out and be like, well, fuck that. We're still the man. And I kind of like that idea.
What do you think the Lions record is versus Green Bay since 2022? So their last 7 games.
6-1, 7-0.
Yeah. The Lions are 6-1 versus Green Bay in their last 7 games. So the Packers are 1-6 versus, and so I understand that the Packers are probably closer to Detroit than they've ever been. And I understand the Lions needed to pull some stuff out of their ass last time they played, but the Lions were so banged up when they won that game by field goal.
Is Parsons 100%? Is he going to like really know?
He's certainly not 100%. Yeah. Neither is Jaden Reed, who has a Jones fracture in his foot, might not play. You have a rookie, Matthew Golden, first game ever. I don't know. I'm like, There's a lot of buzz around Green Bay, rightfully so. There's just like everyone's in on Green Bay, and the Lions are just sitting there with one of the best rosters in the NFL, getting 2.5 points.
Just delete your knowledge of the line for 1 second. Pretend you have no idea. And I'm like, hey guys, Packers are getting 1.5 points. Like, you want to bet them? And you're like, we would talk about it, right? We'd have a conversation about whether we want to bet the Packers getting 1.5 points, right? Want to think about it?
Yeah.
Well, they're giving 2.5. Let's just take I kind of just want to be like, our immediate reactions was yes, right?
I'm in on this.
I'm not going to force it, but I do think.
I like it. I'm not like as confident as you guys, but I like it.
I think I can sleep at night if the Lions lose this game. I'm like, okay. I don't know. Lions getting points. Probably. When are we going to see that again? I don't know. Well, maybe 100 times. DK's right. Maybe they're going to fall off a cliff. Okay. What are the other late afternoon games? Texans are at Rams. Rams are giving 3. This one's weird because Stafford didn't practice, but he's going to play. And
I don't want to touch this game.
I kind of don't either.
That's fair. Two good teams.
Yeah, Stafford's probably going to play. I think you play Puka Nacua, play Devontae Adams, you play Kyron Williams. You don't play Matt Stafford. It's weird because these are 2 great defensive lines. LA and Texans both have awesome defensive lines, but the offensive lines of both teams might be a little creaky. And so
the Rams defensive line against the Texans O-line is the only thing that made me kind of like look twice at this game. Because the Texans are moving guys around. They traded a couple players. Now their rookie Erante Ursary, I think, is going to be starting for them. I don't know. It just could be the Rams could dominate on the defensive line, and the Rams, even though Stafford has mispracticed, are as healthy as they're ever going to be with Devontae, Puka, and Kyron. Yeah. But I'm fine with staying.
Line 3. This game is like an old school boxing match to me. It's like 2 good defenses with 2 good pocket passing gunslingers. I don't know what's going to happen. The Rams laying 3 is kind of a lot. I don't know. I think either team could win this game straight up. This game should be even odds to me, to be honest. Which I guess tells me that I should take Houston, but I don't feel strongly enough to do that.
I kind of just want to see Matt Stafford play football and then go from there. Yeah, I don't know. Another thing where I'm like, I want to watch it more than I want to bet on it.
Sure.
Are you starting a single Texan other than Nico Collins in fantasy?
No, I think the running backs you want to see the running backs are, and then Christian Kirk picked up a hamstring injury, so I'm like, no. Yeah. You play Nico Collins, that's probably it, and the Texans defense, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are the afternoon games. So Sunday Night Football, this is the game of the year of the night.
Yeah.
Ravens are at Bills.
This actually might be the game of the year.
Wow.
Game of the year. Ravens at Buffalo. Bills are giving 1.5 points. I mean, big picture, these teams are like the ultimate, like the regular season just doesn't matter anymore. It's like, it's just the same as the last 5 years. It's like, are Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson going to write their own story, or are they just going to be characters in Patrick Mahomes' story? Because Mahomes has been to 5 Super Bowls before he turned 30, and Josh Allen and Lamar have combined for 0. So they're going to keep picking up MVPs and everything, but like these are playoff bound teams. But it's weird because the Ravens rocked Buffalo last Sunday Night Football, like in week 4, Ravens rocked Buffalo, and then the Ravens lost to Bills in the playoffs. In the division
game doesn't matter at all and also means everything.
Ronnie Stanley, who re-signed with the Ravens, somewhat surprisingly to return as their left tackle for Baltimore, had just a surprising omission. I actually now want to Google it. I'm realizing maybe it was fake. One of those quotes that I now realize as I'm about to say
you
it.
got NBA centelled.
I'm like, damn, did I get centelled or did he actually say it? That's just kind of should be my reaction. No, well, I think it's real.
What did he say?
Oh, man, now I'm worried this is fake. Now
give it a shot. Put
words in his mouth. Ravens website. Yes.
Even then, I'm like, is that real?
They ask, when they ask a player, like, is this just a big game? Is it like any other game? Or are you just like, Saquon versus the Giants? Like any other game? Yeah, and they just lie through their teeth. Yeah, just treating it like any normal game, whatever. Ronnie Stanley, who's like been there forever, said the team that sent us home out of the playoffs. So I don't think it's just going into a normal game per se. We were very unhappy with the result last time we were there. A lot of us would give anything to leave there with a dub, which is just like weirdly honest. I love it. And so, yeah, the Ravens are probably going to be like crazy hype, especially they lost last year, that week 1, like the Isaiah Likely toe game. Ironically, now he's not going to play, but
this is a real stay away for me.
Well, yeah.
I just had a principle would take the points. Like the fact the Ravens are getting 1.5 and like,
if I had to pick this game, I agree with you. I would take Baltimore getting 1.5, but like we don't have to. This game could go either way. I have no strong feel. Like I think it's way more likely that Denver kills Tennessee by 20 than I have any feel which way this game is going to go.
I agree. This game will, yeah, I agree. Again, I think that's an early thing is like the games we want to bet on are just not the games we want to watch. It's funny.
For fantasy purposes, who are we playing in this game? So Khalil Shakir was full go the other day.
I feel weird about
it. Are you feeling anything about that?
We had a high ankle sprain. And
it's hard because it's all roster dependent. It's like if you don't have any receivers, if you drafted Rashee Rice and you have Jordan Addison, you need people to fill, maybe yes. But I would say if you have other receivers that are healthy that you like that are in a similar range to Khalil Shakir, like in our rankings,
right?
I would
Mark Andrews. I mean, if you have Mark Andrews, you're playing him, but I just think he could be really good with Isaiah Likely hurt.
Right,
he's out. So
Kincaid is another interesting one to see here in terms of like if this is the year he can finally make a jump. In the old days, like third year would be when you target tight ends.
There's no way you're playing in week 1 though, right?
Well, I'm not saying you play him. I'm just saying it's going to be interesting to see kind of like how he's utilized, how much they work him into the offense, if he's like a big focal point. I don't know, because this is like kind of now or never for him.
Are you playing the rookie tight ends, DK, in week 1? The hardest position to adapt in the whole NFL immediately?
Tyler Warren for sure. I'm less confident in Colson Level in week 1.
Yeah,
But Tyler, I've got Tyler Warren going in like a few leagues. I'm like ready for this.
Makes me a little scared because it's another guy where if he doesn't do anything, you're like, oh yeah, he's a rookie tight end in week 1.
Right. First game.
Monday Night Football. So yeah, Ravens-Bills is going to be incredible. I'm sure we will lead our Sunday show with that. Monday Night Football. Vikings are at the Bears. Vikings are giving.
Wait, I want to go back. I feel like people are going to have questions about this guy, Keon Coleman for the Bills.
Yeah.
So Keon Coleman, I hope you have a better option. You can, but I think he is
so volatile.
I just think if you are okay that Keon Coleman gets you 2 catches for 21 yards and hope he gets you 110 yards for a touchdown, sure. They've had all year to scheme it up, but I don't know. I mean, would you got? I would prefer someone else, but what do you think, Greg?
I think that there's a chance that Keon Coleman becomes the red zone threat for Buffalo in the passing game. And I do think with Khalil Shakir's ankle, I don't know. I actually think you could do worse. There's been a lot of positive reports about Keon Coleman coming out of camp this year. I don't know. I'm a little bit skewing on the optimistic side for Keon Coleman and like what he could be in this. When he was playing last year, he was their most targeted wide receiver when he was on the field. And it's like, I think Josh Palmer's a good player. I don't think he's going to take over. Khalil Shakir's banged up. You have Dalton Kincaid.
It's not the take purge, Craig.
Now you say here's a record. Jeez.
Josh Palmer.
I think Keon Coleman.
Okay. Wow. You've made fun of me for capitulating in Travis Hunter. TK, do you think that
he's a good player?
I mean, you said no. You said he's a good player. Like, you know how you said it. DK, do you think in my head, I just kind of lump in Keon Coleman with rookies where I'm like, I'd rather those guys go off on my bench. And then I'm like, oh, cool. I can play them now. They're good.
But like, we're not saying like start him over Bucky Irving. I'm saying like, when you're down in the trenches and it's like, you're looking at him or whatever, Darnell Mooney or something like that. I'm like, I lean towards you should start Keon Coleman. DK, how do you feel?
I have not really thought about him one time this whole offseason, I feel like. And so I would probably not start him.
Okay. All right. Glansberg.
He really has been a Glansberg. It wouldn't surprise me like if you're right and he ends up being, having 8 or 9 touchdowns this year or whatever. But I don't know. I haven't really considered him in any of my drafts.
It's really simple. It's like if he can beat man coverage, he could be incredible. But I would like to see him do it in a game. But like if he becomes a man coverage beater for Buffalo, then yeah, he could be incredible and he could be one of the most important players of the year. But if he doesn't, it's just he can't. Okay, Monday Night Football. Vikings are at the Bears. Vikings are giving 1.5. This is another one where I'm like, my little thought was Vikings defense versus Bears week 1. What am I missing? I'm like, right, JJ McCarthy.
What a spotlight for both these quarterbacks, man.
Right?
This is fucking throwing them right into the deep end.
Seriously.
Caleb versus JJ Monday night division game.
Brian, it's also funny that Ben Johnson stayed within the division in NFC North. So it's like quite the chess match of like Flores trying to figure out what's going to work in the middle of the game versus whatever Ben Johnson starts doing. The thing I'm looking for in real life in this game is just, I think the first Bears drive will probably be good. Like the free season was good. I think the first the first 15 plays or whatever Ben Johnson scripts, I hope that goes well for the Bears. And I'm really curious how like the second and third, like after the first quarter is when I will start judging the Bears. And I'm really, really curious how Caleb does on 3rd and long, and frankly, how good they are at skipping 3rd and long versus a Vikings defense that is crazy blitzes, terrible secondary, but an incredibly exotic front seven and just gets at you in all these crazy ways. And the Bears' issues last coaching staff was all these crazy offensive line miscommunications, literally just no one knows their assignments. And it will be interesting to see if the Bears are. But this is quite the test in week 1. This is one of those where I know it's JJ McCarthy's first NFL game too, and he's basically a rookie, but this is like a really interesting stress test for Chicago to have week 1.
Yeah. In prime time.
I would bet Minnesota if I had to, but this is again, I think we have enough roses that we've given out. I don't think we need to give
let's
out.
go through the roses here. So today's Ringer 107 is brought to you by FanDuel. The roses here. So we basically locked in the Dolphins getting points for Indianapolis just out of principle of Daniel Jones and healthy Dolphins. We're locking in the Lions getting points versus Green Bay when the Lions are 1-6 in the last 7 games versus Green Bay. And then how do we feel about Broncos Titans? Are we going to lay a bunch of points, even though it's usually a bad idea in week 1 just because Cam Ward's a rookie?
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, part of me is like, man, I know the defense is volatile year to year, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, Cam Ward's whole thing is he just rips passes. And I'm like, I don't, the Denver defense, I don't know, man. I know maybe the Titans offensive line's better and Cam Ward's good immediately, but I'm like, I don't know. I think
we locked those.
The Titans are a real work in progress here.
I think we locked those 3 in, which we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more roses. We have to choose 2 out of these 5. We have the Raiders plus 2.5 versus the Patriots. We have the Giants plus 5.5 versus the Commanders. We have the Bucks minus 1.5 versus the Falcons. Bengals minus 5.5 versus the Browns, and the Cardinals minus 6.5 versus the Saints.
And the other thing too to mention is we could take a money line parlay.
We can parlay money lines together as long as the odds are minus 120 or worse.
I feel fine with 2 of these games. My lean looking at this is Bucks minus 1.5 at Atlanta, and that's another one where I'm like, if Michael Penix walks in and beats a Todd Bowles defense in week 1, I can live with that personally.
Yes.
I'm like, I
agree with that.
Let me lay this on you though.
Oh.
Let me lay this on you.
Let's have it.
Cardinals Bengals moneyline parlay minus 105. Minus
Craig,
103.
I literally had
Cardinals
Bengals. I had that pulled up on FanDuel, and I was going to say
moneyline parlay. Just got to win the game.
Do we want to tie 2 teams to win in week 1 when literally the most hardest to predict?
Have to beat the Browns. They can't beat the Browns.
To predict. It's the hardest to predict week in the whole season, maybe.
The Bengals have been very bad in the beginning of the year.
I do think the Bengals will be better, but they literally, has Joe Burrow ever won in the first 2 weeks of the season? And I don't even buy that this year.
You just made the case as to why they didn't win, because he always had slow starts because he was injured, which is Craig, not the case this year.
You could do Commanders and Cardinals money line parlay.
No, see, I'd rather.
You don't feel good about the Commanders?
No, because I think the Giants could beat the Commanders. Like I don't think if the Cardinals or Bengals lose to the Browns and Saints, I'll be shocked.
If you think the Giants could win, why wouldn't we just take the Giants getting 5.5? If you think the Giants could win.
Because I think they could lose by 20.
Well, let's do process of elimination here. Are we taking the Raiders getting points with the Patriots, or do we not want to mess with that?
No, I think that's too much of a coin flip.
I do kind of think Geno is. We identified there's a talent disparity there in those teams, and I know Vrabel's a good coach, but part of me is like,
that's fine.
It's in New England.
It's also Josh McDaniels, Patriots OC, versus the Raiders, who smoked cigars when he was fired, which is funny.
So you're saying a little revenge element?
Well, not many of those players are left, but still.
Oh.
I will say, Craig, I literally circled the same exact thing you just said. So
if you guys both independently thought of it, then we can. All right, fine. So let's screw it then. If you both independently
we still need one other line.
So what are we talking about?
So we got the fourth Broncos, Lions, Dolphins.
Oh, we're taking the Bucks.
Do you agree?
So you're saying the money line parlay would be the Bengals have to beat the Browns and Arizona has to beat the Saints.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, let's lock that in.
And then we're taking the Bucks laying 1.5 to Atlanta.
I will say everyone in this league is going to have the Giants beating Washington, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? I don't want to get into the reverse psych. I just want to pick games we want. I don't want to get into fucking
I agree.
I agree. Do
you want to make the case to squeeze in the Giants here? Do you want to kill the parlay and add the Giants?
This is like the money ball. We can give one person the
Giants
money
are competitive, but if I'm being honest, I think if I'm being consistent, I think the Giants shouldn't. The Giants are pretty talented to be listen to what I just said. The Giants' biggest issue is offensive line and secondary. The Washington defensive line sucks. Terry McLaurin could torment Deonte Banks. They have had a long time to think about how they want to defend Terry McLaurin in this game and not let Terry McLaurin be in it. But also Cliff Kingsbury's had a lot of time to think about this offense. I don't like that. Cliff Kingsbury.
Everybody's had a lot of time. It's the first game.
What I like about what we're doing here, I know, no, but time is more valuable to some who have a history of taking advantage of it. Not all teams do. Andy Reid has a history of making it work. Cliff Kingsbury, I think, has a history of being making stuff work. And that's where I'm leaning. My point being, I feel good about, we're betting against Cam Ward. We're betting against Daniel Jones. We're betting against Spencer Rattler, Joe Flacco parlay. And we're betting against Penix against Todd Bowles. That all makes sense to me.
And we're betting
then the Lions,
Jordan Love. Because
that's just the Lions at a principle
we're
getting
taking
points.
a top 5 roster in the NFL getting 2.5 points.
Betting against Jaden Daniels would stick out like a sore thumb. So I am okay not betting the Giants.
Question. Are we going to be the only podcast that does a parlay? Because it's stupid.
That's my thing. Is parlays are probably just stupid. But
or
also these teams
sane?
Suck. Also, these teams suck, so fuck it. Now, I think it's week 1. One of these teams will win. Whatever. Let's do it. Let's do this. So we're saying Bucks giving a point after Atlanta. Bengals have to beat the Browns, and Cardinals have to beat the Saints is one bet together.
Yeah.
Dolphins getting points versus Indianapolis. Broncos giving 8.5 versus Tennessee, but fuck it, it's his first start. Lions getting 2.5 from Green Bay. I say we do this, unless anyone has turnkey. Yeah. Anyone have any qualms? Speak now, forever hold your peace.
Should we have a fantasy burn book and a betting burn book this year? Because if the Bengals lose to the Browns, I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm out.
You're out on the
I'm out on Cincinnati.
I just want to remind you, you called it a rat line, and then we're throwing it a money line parlay.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck it then.
Look, I'll give you the gun right now. Do you want to kill that parlay?
No, I want to go with this.
All right, well then I don't want to hear your shit. If the
you're not gonna hear my shit. No, that's not the. You know what? I will say, my attitude with this is it's like beer pong.
Okay.
There is no I. There is no you. There is we. You did not miss a shot. It's about the next shot, and we're in this together. When we turn the keys, we all turn the keys together, and we're all in this together. There's no blame. There's no nothing. It's all positivity. And if we go 1-4 this week, we go 1-4, and it's on to the next one. Right. That's my only rule for this. I don't think we want to get into blame. So no, I am on board with the parlay.
All right.
Are you DK? You cool with these 5?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it then. So we'll post this on Instagram. And
I was just thinking of Arrested Development when Buster, he's with Lucille 2, and he's like, "This is our vertigo. It's our vertigo.
It's our vertigo. It's our vertigo.
This is our vertigo right here."
It's Liza Minnelli, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucille 2. I love that. Lucille 2. His mom is Lucille 1.
Today's Ringer 107 was brought to you by FanDuel. Odds subject to change. Okay. Can I read you one email and let's get out of here?
Yeah.
All right. Actually live. This is not an email. This is something I saw on Instagram, but it's important.
Okay.
So we've been talking about lefties for a while now. And, it started actually with lefty bias of Craig being left-handed, being annoyed about scissors. And we were joking that it's like just this thing in society. None of us feel bad about the lefties being excluded from certain things.
I don't know why. I feel like you should, but
I agree. I probably should feel bad about it, but I don't. And maybe that's on me, but I feel like no one else does either. So anyway, I wanted to read something that I think will speak to your heart, Craig. I saw this. Shout out the Washington Post who wrote this up.
Hell yeah. Wapo.
W-bone.
Bezos.
B-bone.
The title of the article is Rare Lefty Snail Seeks 1 in 40,000 Mate.
Okay. Rare lefty snail seeks 1 in 40,000 mate? He's looking for another lefty snail? What are you talking about?
So this type of
what
snail.
Is a lefty snail?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
He's going to tell you, Craig. Just wait
he let it sit there for a second like we had to respond. I was like, well, I don't know what any of that means.
Woman, so there's this type of snail in New Zealand. This woman found a snail in her garden that the swirl on the shell does not go in a right, clockwise. It goes counterclockwise. It's like a lefty snail, which is a rare thing. It's like 1 in 40,000 snails or go lefty instead of righty on the shell. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to read from the Washington Post.
Amazing that we have that stat.
Quote. It is weird that where did we get that?
Who's in charge of all those?
Who's in charge of keeping track of that?
That's a good question.
1, 2, 39,999. A
we
lefty.
got one.
Jim, get in here. You're never going to believe this. What was the over-under?
Should have asked you, actually.
28,000? Yeah.
We should put that in the money line parlay. This guy gets a mate. So anyway, quoting from the Washington Post, Ned's rare shell may have kept the birds at bay because the birds couldn't recognize he was a snail, which how the fuck does that work?
What?
I know. That's a whole other thing. The birds couldn't eat them. I don't know.
Birds are like, I don't know about this.
Who knows? Anyway.
That's a lefty bias.
I know. Quoting the Washington Post, the lefty shell means Ned will probably be forced into a life of celibacy While snails are hermaphrodites, they have both male and female genitalia and reproductive organs. With both partners, oh Jesus, I didn't really read this before I put it in the doc. Wow, this is the Washington Post. What I'm about to say is the Washington Post.
Okay.
If for children, I would pause.
Okay.
Pause buffer here for children. Yeah, I'm just gonna drag that out for the people who are driving and frantically trying
It's not
not to
that
crash.
bad. Just
We're talking about
well,
snails.
Not that bad, he says. While snails are hermaphrodites, they have both male and female genitalia and reproductive organs, with both partners exchanging sperm during the slimy affair.
Okay.
The spiraling of the shell for lefty snails means that their bedroom bits are reversed and unable to match up with those of a righty partner. So, sorry, I just didn't like the term slimy affair. But lefty snail, he can only mate with another lefty snail.
Wow.
So instead of an incel, he's literally an in-shell.
Oh.
So
What
they're
a
trying to find this lefty snail.
what a line.
They're trying to find another lefty snail because they're both male and female. They're trying to find another lefty snail.
They should ask the guy who's counting these things.
I know. So this guy who's a New Zealand illustrator author, this guy Clarkson something, New Zealand Geographic, is working, or sorry, it's a woman, teamed up with her colleagues at the magazine and mobilized the curious to comb through their gardens and yards for potential lefty lovers. So I wanted to see, do you think the Ringer
Lefty
Fantasy Football
lovers.
Show can find Ned a lefty snail mate so he doesn't go his whole life as an incel?
So we're
Inshallah.
gonna tell all of our listeners to go out and look for lefty snails.
If you have in your garden, if you can find a lefty snail, Google the Washington Post lefty snail.
I'll do it.
And
I'll
if
go
you can
look.
find a lefty snail, I think there's people in New Zealand will fly this snail
Wow.
to mate with the lefty snail. I can't confirm that, but
for
like,
science.
if you were able to identify a lefty snail, yeah, for
These
science,
freaks want to watch these snails fuck.
Get like
I'm
an
saying you
OnlyFans.
care about lefty bias, Craig. Put your money in your snail where your mouth is, and like, let's find Ned a mate. So email ringerfantasyfootball@gmail.com if you can find a lefty snail in your garden.
All right. I'll look. I've got snails out in my backyard.
Just trying to spread love.
Yeah.
We're gonna find a lefty snail.
Ned.
Also, if you live in DC and you want to adopt a cat, there's a great cat in an alley by where we live. Really great, clipped. You know, it's all shots. It's got all specific scenes. It's great. It's a really nice cat. We want to find it a home for winter. And if we
You
can't,
have a cat. You have another cat at your house right now?
No. It's in an alley. It's the same alley we got our cat. And I'm not gonna lie, we might take the cat if we can't find anyone.
How do you know it has all of its shots?
Because it's like the ear is clipped. It's like a community cat, so the ear is clipped, which means it's been given vaccines. And it's also, we know the woman who's kind of taking care of it. She can't take it because her cat doesn't get along with it. Like, but her cat's just a little finicky. It's not. This cat's wonderful, and so we might take it in a second cat. But if
Are
not,
you
we're
sure
trying to
it's
find
not
a
just a
wonderful
cat that doesn't like its current home and just
Yes.
lives in other
one. We
places?
know the woman takes care of it. Very good.
Okay.
Very well care. Anyway, if any emails for ringerfantasyfootball@gmail.com if you want an awesome cat.
You know, there's another article here from NPR 8 years ago. Jeremy, the lonely left twisting snail, dies. So there was one. If you just Google lefty snail, there's a Wikipedia article that comes up for Jeremy. Jeremy was a left-coiled garden snail. He has a whole Wikipedia page for him.
Does he really? Jeremy the lefty. Jeremy parentheses snail.
Snail. He has
That's
a rare
my-
condition. Wow.
Garden snail.
I feel like there's a Pixar movie here waiting to be made.
Don't tell. Yeah,
Maybe
it's
not
like-
the sexual part, but the fact that the lefty snail who's looking for his mate. The
Wait,
Cinderella
Jeremy had
looking for her slipper.
They named Jeremy after Jeremy Corbyn, the British
Who's that?
politician.
Mm.
Who's the head
I'm
of the Labour
unfamiliar with
Party.
his policies.
Do you think he's left or right? I'll give you two guesses if you think he was on the left or the right.
Hey, I get two guesses?
Wait, was he
Wow.
left? He was
I can't be wrong.
left-handed. Was he left-handed or left-leaning?
It'd be really funny if he was like a staunch Republican.
Yeah.
Like alt-right.
Super conservative.
Wow. So I guess I'm late. They already did a worldwide appeal for a different lefty snail.
This
Yeah.
feels like a hoax of some sort.
At first, it was thought to be a rare genetic mutation, although later work revealed that it was likely due to an accident in early development.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wouldn't it if this was really good for not getting eaten by birds have been?
Is this
Like
Hold
when they
on.
all evolved to have.
right? Maybe not. Hasn't
Oh,
happened.
the
long
birds have
enough.
probably figured out. Is this photo of Jeremy on the nether snail? Is this them mating? Is the Wikipedia photo Jeremy copulating?
Oh my God.
I think it is.
But he's on top of a right.
Here?
Wait. He's on top of a right coiling snail. They can't copulate.
So he's
It's just
failing?
trying.
Jesus.
He's mounting. Her name is Teresa, by the way. Jeremy is mounting Teresa
Who named it
unsuccessfully.
Teresa?
Unsuccessfully, I might add. fumbling around down
This
there.
might be assault.
Oh, is it named Teresa after Theresa May?
Just-
She was. Oh my God, Theresa May. Oh my God, she's the prime minister. That's
I think we might
love
need
the
to
British
cancel
politics
Jeremy.
humor.
I think Jeremy's canceled.
Yeah. Oh my God, I wish I knew enough
got two
about
left
British
feet.
politics to
More
make
like
a joke.
it.
Who is Teresa?
Theresa May. She was the prime minister of England.
No,
No, it's not England. Sorry, not England. She was the prime minister of the United Kingdom. I can already
was?
tell I was going to get that yelled at for that.
I was talking about who is Teresa the snail, not
Oh.
Theresa May. Just wanted to learn more about Teresa. There's no info on Teresa the snail. Why?
We'll
Like
take-
why is she of note? Why does she have a name? Do they name? I thought you named the
I
lefty
don't
snails.
know.
Why are you naming a random righty snail?
They can't. Well, maybe they just do it. They count every snail and name them all 40,000.
Maybe because they took a picture together.
Yeah, probably. Just was a fun bit.
Yeah,
Couldn't
that
get
is
the
a good
bits.
bit.
Okay. All right. Thank you, DK. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Ronak. Thank you, Kai. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, everyone, for emailing at ringerfantasyfootball@gmail.com. Email us about the lefty snail if you want to find
You
a
know
lefty
what's
snail.
funny? Jeremy Corbyn tabled a motion of no confidence for Theresa May.
Uh-oh.
They were in
think that's-
opposition.
I think that's the joke.
That's the joke. That they were in opposition, but the snails are trying to copulate.
But they can't. Like, no
Oh.
confidence.
Wow, that's
Cheeky.
pretty.
Cheeky British humor.
They're really like thinking about this. Okay. Okay.
I don't know.
It's
Who
not
knows?
our bullshit slapstick.
Nothing gets us more
American comedy.
emails from
Happy
across the
Gilmore
world.
could never.
Yeah, exactly.
Would never.
Thank you to everyone again. Our rankings, fantasyfootball.theringer.com, our week one rankings. So go to fantasyfootball.theringer.com for our week one rankings are there for start sit. And yeah, we're going to Sunday nights, Monday nights, or well, Sundays. Well, I guess we're recording Sunday nights, but the show comes out Mondays, Tuesdays. Craig, I'm having an
Mondays,
aneurysm. Can you
Tuesdays,
finish the
Wednesdays,
show?
Fridays.
Craig, the snail broke me. Finish the
Yeah,
goddamn
look,
show.
so we're going to be recording after the Sunday night games. That'll be up the next morning. Then we're going to record after the Monday night game, which is new for us, plus waivers. That'll go up the next morning. And then we're going to do Power Hour on Wednesdays and our preview on Fridays.
So I used all my brain power to try to remember who Theresa May was. I
Yeah.
just couldn't finish the job. All right. What do I do now?
Say thank you to Lauren.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord.
Lauren.
Thank you, men at work.
Nice.
Nice.
I could come from London and
What else?
Yeah,
we
it's a
got?
different country, right?
Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's a different country
All right, good. Just check.
than England / Great Britain.
Just check. Where
Heifetz.
It is a Commonwealth country, isn't it? Though. I could
Oh,
be wrong.
we had this whole conversation once of just the weird is the British Commonwealth. We got a lot of angry emails because we were trying to
Heifetz,
figure
did
out
you
what the
honestly think
Commonwealth
DK thought the land down under was?
is. No, I was being an asshole.
Okay.
I actually was just trying to figure out why he chose.
Okay,
what
the
made him choose them.
Beatles.
No. I actually was serious. Were you listening to Men at Work recently, or were you trying to make a pun and something we were talking about? I was just curious.
No, I was not trying to make a pun. I just thought of them.
Okay. It's funny. Don't they? They just show up and do that song during Scrubs like 3 times. I feel like.
I never watched Scrubs.
Really, Scrubs is great.
I have never either.
There's a band called Snail from Santa Cruz. So
Oh, nice.
Shout out them.
Is that like no? It's the Banana Slugs or the what's the shirts they wear in Pulp Fiction? Santa Cruz, Banana Slugs.
Yeah, Banana Slugs.
But they're from Santa Cruz and went with Snails.
Yeah, I guess so. They toured with Styx in the Doobie Brothers. So
Wow.
check out Snail.
Unfortunately, we looked at the internet and snail is racist. So snail's been milkshake ducked.
Well, Jeremy has some. I have some questions for Jeremy. the
Jeremy's
Snail.
canceled.
I'm just kidding. They're not
Who's-
really racist.
Jeremy has
or at least
passed
not
on.
that I'm aware of.
R.I.P. Jeremy the Snail.
R.I.P. Goodbye, everyone. Must be 21 plus and present in select states, or 18 plus and present in DC, Kentucky, or Wyoming. Opt-in required. Refund issued as a non-withdrawable bonus bets that expires 7 days after receipt. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut.